It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Well, the Cardinals introduced their new head football coach. The Suns blaze into Portland. The WM Phoenix Open welcomes star power to the Lynx. By the way, 2 o'clock today, former Cardinal Larry Fitzgerald with us here at DraftKings at TPC. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We will be here until 4 o'clock and a dynamite show lined up for you today. As always, we are presented by Lerner and Rowe. Just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Again, Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Again, a glorious day to be out on the golf course, and we are here at DraftKings at TPC. Manuch, I can't wait to get going today.
I got to tell you, every year it gets more and more crowded. Laz and I created a parking spot.
Good for you. I'm going to tell management.
In the media parking lot. I'm like, wait a second. Can there be 25,000 media members in the media parking lot?
I know.
But, another glorious day, 75 to 80 degrees. I'm out here. People are out here watching the practice rounds, and they're out there with some of the special events they have going on. Matter of fact, as you mentioned, we'll have Larry Fitzgerald at 2. One of the special events that he's always a part of is an education event. And then also we'll talk about his ties with DraftKings and 95 of the other business deals, transactions, and things he's going on. And you and I both had a chance to talk to him a little bit about some of the things he's got going on.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
I said, first of all, how's Devin doing? It's his son. He's already back at Notre Dame. He transferred semester. And first thing was I said, how's he liking the Midwest? He goes, he is freezing his butt off.
I bet he is.
So for a kid that went to Brophy, coming from Arizona, learning how to dress in the cold weather, as we all had to learn, especially K-State. And Buffalo was another whole layer of dressing. So anxious to catch up with Larry and get his thoughts on hopefully seeing, I would imagine, that he'll be mentioned as the one of the first ballot Hall of Famers on Thursday.
Hope so. Hope that's the case. We are here at TPC DraftKings. We are rolling until 4 o'clock. Right now, as we speak, the media session taking place with the Phoenix Cardinals. Manuch, Arizona Cardinals, thank you. God, I still can't get over that. Long time I've been covering this team. The Cardinals with the new head coach. So I guess my first question to you, football boy, is, are you excited now that the announcement is taking place and you know that an actual new coach is here?
No, I'm not. I'm very indifferent with this. I know that he's probably more than qualified. I would really like to see for this team, for this group of guys, a veteran offensive coach has been a former head coach that's been there and done that knows what the trials and tribulations are versus him learning what the trials and tribulations are going to be. Now, he saw that when he was with the Jets. For those 2 years he was there.
Oh, boy, they were bad.
He saw the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
Now he's coming into a situation, and I'm neither excited nor I'm like, okay, he's an offense. One thing I do like.
Okay.
He's an offensive guy.
Okay.
He's tutelaged under Sean McVay. He knows what it takes to win from the standpoint of just being a quarterback coach, offensive coordinator, but not as a head coach. And you talk to so many of these head coaches, it's interesting. You hear so many of the head coaches, on Media Row talking.
Sure.
And they're like, my gosh, it is so much to handle offense or defense and be the head coach for all the things. Saw Bruce Arians last night on Channel 12 talking about that specifically. He said that when he came to Arizona, he was the OC/play caller and head coach. He said, you better have a damn good special teams coach, and you better have a damn good defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Because he goes, I had to leave them alone, trust them, and then game day I could manage, but I had to call plays.
Sure.
So he was one of the best when you think of him calling plays with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Indianapolis Colts. So now he had the trifecta. And so when he got to Tampa Bay, he handed that over to Byron Leftwich.
He did.
And he was involved, but it's extremely difficult. So when people say excited, I'm like, no. I said, I'm like, what does the state of Missouri say, Jimmy B?
It's the show me state.
Show me state. So if he can show me that they've got a direction the first couple of years with this franchise, and then at some point you get excited. A lot of fans aren't excited per se.
You know,
they've been down this road before.
They have, Manuch. I got that at the refreshment stand the other night. Okay, good, but are we going to be doing this 3 years again from now?
So you just said it. Okay, but. And when you hear that but, ... people are very leery.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get excited. They saw what this team really didn't do last year. So if he can get them to step up, and the whole thing is predicated, folks, on the free agency, your draft, and keeping guys or letting guys go. When he has an assemblage of good players, receivers, got a hell of a tight end, quarterback situation is the biggest question mark. Jimmy B, you cannot have a question mark at quarterback going into a season. You just cannot. Now, if you're gonna plug in Jacoby Brissett for the time being, and then you go draft a kid or go get another free agent, or if Kyler Murray's going to be your guy,
right?
Okay, let's deal with it. Let's face it head on and move on from there. There's just too many question marks at the quarterback situation. You can't have that. If you look at all the top coaches, all of them that went to a team, they have a franchise quarterback or an established quarterback that's there. There's no question mark.
I agree with that.
Whether he's a 10-year vet or he's a rookie that's a draft choice, there's no question mark. Every one of those coaches, no question mark at the quarterback. That's a huge question mark.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, there's bumps in the road when you drive the car.
Oh, sure.
But when you have a gap of 50 feet, a ditch.
That's like the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? That's a good point. It's kind of a Grand Canyon moment that you got to cross.
Yeah.
And you better get it crossed pretty soon.
It's going to be interesting. You will hear from the coach coming up in our second hour. We will have plenty of sound from him during his appearance today in front of the media. And that brings us then to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. You can always get in touch with State 48 Roofing. You get a free roof inspection. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, Arizona's #1 preferred roofer. You can visit them online, state48roofing.com, or just call them old style, 480-268-4509. Here's the question. How long do you believe it will take the Cardinals' new head coach, Mike LaFleur, to have a winning season? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Number 4, never.
Had to put it there, Jimmy.
I know you did. Just go to Roc and Manuch on X, cast your vote. We will continue to update throughout the course of the show. Do you have a preference? Have you made your mind up?
You know, looking at what's ahead.
When you say a winning season, so 9-8 works.
9-8 works.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean 9-8, and maybe if they're lucky, they go to the playoffs. But you're in the NFC West. 9-8 doesn't get it done.
No.
So if Seattle, San Fran, LA Rams continue to progress and maintain,
sure,
9-8's not going to do it. 10-7 may not do it. I mean, you got to think about this, Jimmy. They were 9 games back of third place.
Yes.
Yeah, not first place, third place.
Yeah.
So if he can get this thing to where he wants to in 2 years, I would say third year. I would say third year. I kind of hedge to second, but there's so much to be done.
Mm-hmm.
There's still question marks with Mark Jr. You need another receiver. Your offensive line, there's question marks, as I mentioned earlier. The biggest question mark is the quarterback. I think it's going to take him a couple of 2 solid years, I would hope.
Okay.
And then by year 3, there should be no doubt, like Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah.
They should have had a winning season. And maybe if they're lucky, they're by for the playoffs.
Phoenix Suns on the road tonight. They will play in the Rose City, beautiful Portland, Oregon, against the Trailblazers. Manuch, right now we know Booker is out, and still questionable is Jalen Green. Maybe we get an update prior to the before we leave the air.
We'll try that. I would think that Jalen Green should play. You know, he sat the other day. So I think he would look to play. I mean, this is one of those games where Trailblazers can score. Just depends who they got playing. This game up there in the Rose City, as you mentioned. But again, if everybody else is all hands on deck, Dylan Brooks not going to be part of the All-Star game. I'm sure might be a little fired up for that one.
I would think so.
Yeah, I think he'd be fired up. But this, you want to go up there, handle business, get the victory on the road, and without Green, I think Green plays. I think he will go ahead and play. Brooks not playing. May not be Brooks, but Booker may not be available for a couple more games.
It's interesting that you reference that Dylan Brooks is not an all-star participant, and we had a brief conversation about it yesterday. Neither is James Harden or Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
Well, Kawhi, he found out Sunday.
Yes.
When Devin Booker was named as an alternate. And
then he just went off.
Then he went off. So let's hope that Dylan Brooks goes off tonight. Little chip on his shoulder. I'll show you extra coaches.
When we come back, we are going to dive into the Suns matchup with the Trailblazers in our next segment. We are here today. TPC Scottsdale. That's right. It is the WM Phoenix Open, and we are going to be on the air here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. It is a spectacular venue, and you need to come in. It's free. Just walk right in and say, hey, Manuch, can I get like a kiss on the cheek? Manuch will probably pass on that.
I'll give you a hug.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
As far as that goes, Jimmy.
We're coming right back, everybody. ESPN Radio 620 on the FM dial 98.7 HD2. Also, the Arizona Sports app.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com. Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Ping G440K driver. It's the new standard and straight with dual carbon fly wrap and a faster face. It's Ping's highest MOI, most forgiving driver ever. Check out Ping's new G440K drivers. Book your custom fitting in-store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
You applied to Grand Canyon University because you want somewhere fun and affordable, where hands-on classes and access to industry pros can help you build skills employers need, with the opportunity to graduate in less than 4 years. You want to feel seen, loved, called to more, to know you found your purpose. Make yourself the main character. Begin your story. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
The biggest game of the year is coming, and at Backyard Desert Ridge, it always sells out. Lock in the best seat in the house now. Reserve your table today and pick the perfect spot, right in front of the massive LED wall or surrounded by more than 50 high-def TVs. Great food, ice-cold drinks, and wall-to-wall action so you don't miss a single play. Every year fills up fast, and once it's gone, it's gone. Don't wait. Swing by Backyard Desert Ridge and secure your big game seat today.
Action! When I grow up, I want to be a director because they get to talk to everybody about everything. They get to make cool movies and dance music videos.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a defect of the immune system that affects millions. Early testing can give children a chance to dream.
And when I'm a director, I get to say, lights, camera, action.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
That's a wrap.
Back at DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale. the Valley's premier place to watch the games, enjoy great food and drinks, and take in the atmosphere right off the famous 16th hole. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B continue on ESPN 620 Phoenix.
Unfortunate that he wasn't able to make his first All-Star game. Maybe he feels he got snubbed. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It's the first time in his career that he played at All-Star level and unfortunately didn't make it. So got to keep putting the work in, and maybe happens next year. Maybe you're a replacement this year. We'll see. But just keep putting the work in. It's been doing well for him.
That is the Warriors' Draymond Green from his show, the Draymond Green Show, talking about Dylan Brooks and getting the All-Star snub, just like we discussed, James Harden and also Kawhi Leonard getting the All-Star snub. So tonight, the Portland Trailblazers will indeed host the Phoenix Suns. There are trades, Manuch, that are going fast and furious, but so far, nothing for the Suns has taken place. So, with that, Laz, bring us up to speed on what you have seen right now as far as the trades have taken place in the NBA.
And by the way, I think 4 o'clock our time Thursday is the actual trade deadline, so the 5th. So there's a time. So there's been little bit of movement in the association, right?
Yeah, so ESPN's Shams Charania is first tweeting the biggest trade of the day. The Memphis Grizzlies are trading star forward Jaren Jackson Jr., John Conchar, Jock Landale, and Vince Williams Jr. to the Utah Jazz for Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, Georges Niang, and 3 future first-round picks. So that's a massive deal going both ways. Looks like Grizzlies are going into a full rebuild here, and we'll see if they try to shop John Morant as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it sounds like inklings are whether he seems like he's hinted. I've read a few things. I can't figure it out whether he's hinting he want to be traded or what's going on, or maybe Memphis is just frustrated with him.
Yeah, well, they had talked about moving John Morant. I hadn't heard anything about them moving Jaren Jackson Jr., so that's a big surprise.
That is a surprise. Absolutely.
So they're going to just swap the benches, swap the stars.
Pretty much,
swap the teams.
What they do.
Do you like that move? So is Memphis in a total rebuilding mode?
I don't think they're in a total rebuild, but I think that you could see it coming, that I think they felt they were stale. And in order to get rid of that stench, you got to flip things around a little bit. And I think that both teams will be comfortable with what they have accomplished. I think you hit on something there about John Morant. We will see before Thursday at 4 o'clock our time.
What happened to Memphis? They were a playoff team just 2 years ago.
They had all those injuries. Remember, Morant was hurt a lot. Then they lost their center, Zach Edey. So he hasn't played hardly at all. He's out with a severe ankle injury. And so that has really hurt them. So as I stated, I think it's a case in point. They're just trying to shake things up.
And I don't think they loved the way John Morant was behaving off of the court. I think that caused a little trouble with their chemistry as a team. And plus, now they have 13 first-round picks in the next 7 years.
Yeah.
So if they try to ship Ja and grab a few more of those, they could be looking to go the Thunder route.
And I was just going to say that. It's the route that OKC went, and then they became so good.
And I think the thing, the point you bring up about, John Morant off the court, it seems like they're having trouble trusting him off the court.
Yeah.
Will he get a mentally irregular some night at 3 a.m, or you know what I mean?
I understand.
You can't, as a organization, a team, you can't worry about guys off the court. They've got to be responsible.
Right.
They got to be pros. We got to know you're going to show up every day and work your butt off. Got to make the flight on time. It's a charter, for crying out loud.
Yeah, really.
How are you late for a charter?
I know.
I mean, we know we'll wait for you, but where are you at? Oh, man, I just got out of bed. What? Then you find your own damn way to Phoenix or wherever we're at. But all that being said, just one more thing. They are just they're 4 games out of the play-in.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going anywhere, that being the Memphis Grizzlies.
There you go. All right, there's another deal that went down too.
Yeah, this one not as big, but still a big deal for a couple of teams. It's a 3-team trade between Chicago, Minnesota, and Detroit. They've agreed to a multi-team deal that sends Jaden Ivey and Mike Conley Jr. to the Bulls and Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric to the Pistons. Detroit also receives a 2026 first-round protected swap from Minnesota, and people think that's because Minnesota is trying to clear up some cap space to make a run for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's exactly what they're attempting
he
to
is
do.
the buzz.
He is the buzz.
And all the pundits out there, whether it be on ESPN or NBA TV, I'm very fortunate to have NBA TV, that they're talking about the potential moves.
Right.
They had hinted about the Memphis thing before it hit this morning. But the thing about Giannis, it's what assets they could give up or they're willing to give up, because right now Milwaukee's looking for a king's ransom. So it just depends how, I don't know how desperate, or if you're going to give up a couple dudes for one guy. And I think the paraphrase was, if he can help us win it all. There's that ... Can he help us win it all if we give up our two dudes?
Yes.
In return.
And you will have to.
Oh, yeah. You most definitely going to have to.
Look, I think Minnesota's in on this. The Miami Heat are in on it. The New York Knicks are in on this as well. And there's probably going to be 2 or 3 other teams that come in at the last moment. The Golden State Warriors, they've been mention of them, including the aforementioned Draymond Green probably being part of a deal as well.
What is Mike Conley's value now?
As
playoffs only?
Now, as a backup point guard now in the league, he still handles the basketball extremely well, can shoot the 3 from time to time, but his role now will be a backup. He went to the Bulls. Well, you already had Reed Geddes there. So Geddes is playing great basketball.
Yeah.
So when he needs a blow, you go to the veteran, and that is Mike Conley.
And I like him in the playoffs. To your point, he handles the ball very well.
He does.
He's responsible
Very
with the basketball, and I think that's what you want, because they talk about just one play here and there could literally turn the game around. Suns very quiet about any potential moves
Haven't
whatsoever.
heard a peep.
Really haven't. So anytime I hear something this quiet, you always wonder if something's brewing
I'm with
in
you.
the back end.
Yeah.
And, not to use maybe a crude analogy, but it's like when you have a gas leak, you really don't hear anything at all. Now, you might smell something before
it explodes.
But
That's a terrible
I know
analogy.
it is. I just kind of like, but if something explodes the next couple days, with tomorrow and Thursday before the deadline, you just wonder what that would be and what assets they give up. We talked about this yesterday for a big man, a legitimate big man that can play, give you, 15, 20 minutes off the bench, and can also be a spot starter. Because Nick Richards, for all intents and purposes,
he's nowhere to be seen.
He's MIA.
Yeah.
They got a PBA, a point bulletin out there looking for him. Yeah, Connor.
It may not be a Phoenix Sun, but a person with local ties, we could say. James Harden, his name has come up quite a lot in trade discussions. There was almost a deal that went through last night with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Seems like those conversations at the moment have stalled. Other teams have been interested. Would you want to see James Harden maybe come to Phoenix and be a true point guard? Maybe that gives Devin Booker some freedom to actually be a shooting guard. Or would you see James Harden go back to Houston, where he kind of really got his career going?
One of the things that I think about a Harden deal, if you did not have Jalen Green, I would say absolutely yes. I would be interested in that. But we're still sitting on Jalen Green, and we really don't know what we have. We've seen him only in like a game and a half, and then he's gone again. So if you were, and Harden now is getting up there in age, in his early 30s. So if you were going to pull the trigger on something like that, I would hate to give up in return a Colin Gillespie, somebody of that, a Ryan Dunn. I'd hate to do that at this particular moment.
Would you do a swap for Jalen Green?
If I would swap for Jalen Green, yes. I know that Jalen Green's a young player, but we haven't seen him. He hasn't been able to contribute. And I'll tell you one thing that I have noticed about this team, and Manuch, you have to agree with me. When he has not been in the lineup, and it's been almost the entire part of the season, they have played extremely well without him.
Yeah, so
do they really need him?
Well, yeah, they do need him. Yes, they're going to need him. I think in the long run, it comes down to playoffs. We know who they are without him. It's still incomplete what they have with him.
Yeah.
So I think Jordan Knott and this staff feel good that they can go compete and can win. Now, you need a Jalen Green if you're going to go all the way. You need all hands on deck. And if he's healthy, he can contribute. He'll put the points on the board. then at that point, I think you got a complete team. But right now, yeah, you're doing okay. I think this team, yeah, they're winning, but I think he can add that much more. He can take you to the next gear as far as once you get close to play or get to the playoffs.
So can James Harden from that standpoint.
Yeah, he could, but I don't think that.
But they're not going to make that
No,
deal.
that's
They finally found a bit of locker room chemistry, it seems like.
Yeah.
I think the last thing they're trying to do is, as great of a superstar caliber player James Harden is, I think they don't want to risk bringing in another locker room cancer. So
I get it.
They played that movie.
yeah,
Yeah, they have.
That movie's beyond the
we know how
sense.
that ended.
We know how that ended.
Yep.
We know exactly how it's going to end. So I think as far, yeah, he's still a phenomenal player.
Mhm.
Get a little long in the tooth. Can shoot the hell out of the ball.
Yep.
He's going to want his shots.
Yeah.
Brooks going to want his shots.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks is going to want his shots. Jalen Green's going to want his shots. And then there's the rest of them. So yeah, I just keep it copacetic and let's move on from there.
We are hanging out today here at DraftKings TPC Scottsdale. That's where we're located. It is a glorious Tuesday afternoon. Place is already jammed with fans walking the golf course, having a great time. Lots of players are out going through practice rounds today. Remember, they have the Pro-Am tomorrow, and then things get for real beginning on Thursday. Coming up, it's going to be our GCU report. Radio color analyst Paul Coro will be our guest. But right now, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update with Matt.
You're rocking the news with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Cardinals introduced Mike LaFleur as their new head coach this afternoon, officially marking the start of a new era for Arizona Cardinals football. And on the hardwood, Phoenix Suns hit the road tonight to face the Trailblazers in Portland. Jalen Green is questionable, while Devin Booker has already been ruled out. Tip-off is at 9 p.m. with pregame coverage starting at 8 on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. Make sure you're tuned in today and tomorrow as the guys broadcast live from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale. Larry Fitzgerald stops by today at 2 p.m. And if you don't have tickets to the WM Open, no problem. DraftKings is free to enter, and you're right in the middle of all the action. DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale. We'll see you there. GCU radio analyst Paul Coro joins the guys next to talk GCU hoops.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Phoenix, it's the biggest week in golf, and we're right in the middle of it. Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale for the WM Open. Monday through Wednesday, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Special guests, giveaways, wall-to-wall WM Open energy, and the best atmosphere in golf before the madness even starts. Grab a seat, grab a drink, and be part of the action. Or listen live on ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live at DraftKings TPC Scottsdale. WM Open Week. Don't miss it. Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Road today. 977-1900.
Where you go? Call 977-1900.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills, high school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
Time now for the Lopes Report, powered by Global Credit Union on ESPN 620. Get ready to dive behind the scenes as we explore the minds of the top playmakers, coaches, and partners of GCU athletics. So whether you're on the go or tuning in from home or in your car, let's go Lopes.
Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We are hanging out today here, TPC Scottsdale. We are located at DraftKings. It's a spectacular spot. You can enjoy the golf, come in, get beverages, terrific food, and also do your wagering all in one spot. It is DraftKings. All right, welcome, Paul. Look, I know you guys are coming off a real couple of terrific wins, but let me ask you this, because this just broke about an hour ago, so I'm sure you're up to speed on it, and that is a new 6-year media TV deal with CBS Sports, Fox Sports, and the CW Network. Let me just say, you guys did absolutely the right thing by moving to the Mountain West.
Hey, PC, the pressure's on, big fella.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is affirming, right, to see the Mountain West in a new deal, even with all the changing membership in the conference, to still have that sort of high profile. I mean, you already feel the difference it made this year with the number of times, like the Lopes have been on national television, those FS1 home wins against San Diego State and Utah State. I mean, that's incredible for the program to not only show the caliber of beating those type of teams that are nationally established programs and well-regarded, but to show the environment at Global Credit Union Arena. I mean, people's reaction to it, it feels like a whole new wave of college basketball fan is still finding out about the Lopes.
And I think the number one thing you talk about the TV coverage, but what's the noticeable difference, Paul? Paul Coro joining us here on the right show to get a sign for the Mountain West when you play these teams.
Basketball-wise, it's just the physicality. I think they knew they were in for another level of basketball, obviously, and probably that it would be, just bigger, stronger, and everything. But until they got in the mix of it, I don't think it really hit them. I mean, fortunately, this whole program with Bryce Drew's been built on defense, and every year he just dials it up. Every team by this time of year is so locked in. Over the last 8 games, they're allowing like 38% shooting, and it's right in line with what they've done the first 5 years. Over his first 5 years at the head of the program, they're number 5 nationally for opponent shooting. And that's just, the parts change every year, but the results stay the same. And it just shows what a good defensive coach he is. Everybody knows he was a great shooter, but, man, the guy knows how to coach defense.
Talk about shooting, Jimmy and Roc and I, we talked one day about these young men going into college. They can all shoot. From the first guy all the way down to the 15th guy on the bench. You guys, 60% three-point shooting the other night in that big victory, 86-69 win over Boise State. What has been the average that Bryce Drew tries to focus on, at least from the three-point land?
Yeah, I mean, ironically, that's probably one of the areas that they'd struggled with most this season, and they knew they always had capable shooters this season and came in with high expectations for what was going to happen there. But these last 3 games is where it has really started to click with how well they shot there. I mean, if Dusty Stromer's shot came around, he just had a career high 16 points in the last game. Unfortunately, Caleb Shaw had been one of their best 3-point shooters, and he's still out with an ankle injury. But Brian Moore Jr. had been one of the best 3-point shooters, and he missed a couple games. So And Nano Usuanane has been a big part of that too. To have a power forward like him, that's such a great rebounder, defender. He's really the heart of their intensity with how he plays. But now he's hitting threes, and if a guy that big is taking the big out of the middle, and he's got his 3-point percentage up to 36, I think. I mean, that's just ideal to keep offenses spread and let the guards do what they want to get in the lanes.
Paul, you guys have won 6 out of the last 8, and I'm going to allude back to what you just said. It's more physical. It's faster. Is this team getting the land legs for the Mountain West Conference and getting accustomed to that to win these 6 out of the last 8 games in the Mountain West?
Yeah, I think they've seen pretty all the top teams in the conference. Probably the only really contender they haven't seen is UNLV. They still have 2 with them. UNLV's kind of in the middle of the conference behind GCU right now. But they know what it takes. There's 3 teams tied for first that are just 1 loss difference from GCU, and the Lopes have beaten 2 of them. So, I mean, they know from here on out, they're at the midpoint of the conference season right now. Lots to still play out, but they know they're a contender, and they know regardless when that conference tournament comes around that they play at a level that can beat any of those teams.
We're doing our Lopes report right now with Paul Coro. It's all powered by Global Credit Union. Paul, let me follow up then a little bit. When the season began, and be honest with us now, okay? Where did you think the Lopes were going to be in this new Mountain West Conference? And I'm just kind of curious, has it absolutely surpassed where you thought they might end up?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good question because coming in, I think I had a lot of respect for the Mountain West because it was a conference that had put like 4 or 5 teams into the NCAA tournament for several years in a row. So you just assume you're hitting a very high. And then the Lopes were picked, I think, 5th in the preseason poll, and I was like, maybe that's about right. You can't assume too much for the transition. The Lopes had a very new team. And then I think as early conference play began, and as I knew this GCU team better, I never wondered whether they could contend with the other teams now. The eye test started to tell me they were at a playing level with those teams. And even when it didn't bear out early, there was those moments, and I give Bryce Drew and the staff a lot of credit for drawing it out of them because their attention to detail and his demand for intensity and passion in the way they play. It's always been a great chemistry about this team. I think he's probably enjoyed coaching these guys as much as any team just because of the quality of people on the roster. But they had to learn how to play together. There's 2 rotation guys back from last season. So, the fact that they all liked each other didn't translate immediately, but now you can see it. And now you're getting to the point where a lot of these guys are in their last year of college, and they're not going to waste any moments.
So, Paul, the score against Boise State, 43-41 at halftime. You talked about intensity and passion. Was it an intense and passionate talk at halftime to outscore Boise State 43-28 in the second half?
Well, I think they were kind of incredulous, right, that they had played such a good first half and led by 2.
Yes.
And so it was going to take a lot more defensively. They just did rinse and repeat for another 43-point half. But what they did was dial up the defense more. And, you talk about contending in the Mountain West. There's a program, Boise State, that's won 20-plus games just about every year in recent years. The Lopes have beat them by 17 twice in Boise and at home. That's a pretty good statement for where you are immediately in the conference.
On top of that, I looked at the rotation. You talked about Stromer with his 16 points. 4 of your 5 starters, double figures. Will he maintain that 8-man rotation, or will he go deeper? I mean, especially as you get closer to trying to get some kind of a better seeding.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely wants to be able to stretch it out a little bit. GCU is the only team that doesn't have a bye the rest of the season, or they got it right at the turn of the calendar year. I think it was the very end of December. So it doesn't really help you a lot to not have a bye through January and February to give guys a break from injuries or heavy minutes. And, his regret at Nevada when they lost that overtime game, just an absolute heartbreak for it took about 10 things to go wrong in the last 2 minutes to not win that game. And was that he didn't have more of a bench for that game because Moore was still out, Shaw was out, and he didn't go very deep. But now with Stromer playing the way he is, Moore being back, Wilhelm Breidenbach played some good minutes last game. He can go. Dennis Evans has shown that he can help them. Just being a rim protector, the San Diego State game and the Utah State game can kind of show what his ceiling is when he can protect the rim like that. So, and tonight against the Air Force, they're a last place team. You would hope you can stretch your bench out a little bit more. Evan Bordor, the freshman point guard, you'd like to see him get a little bit more minutes out there and play confidently just so you have more guys to go to.
Are you concerned at all that they just might get off the bus thinking they can just go through the motions because the Falcons are not a real good team?
Yeah, that's obviously a concern probably for any. I don't think these guys are in danger of that anymore. They got 10 regular season games left for a bunch of these seniors, and I don't think five more games in Global Credit Union Arena. I don't think they're going to waste one, to play in front of the Havocs. So they'll have their moments, and they want to be able to. I'm sure the regulars want to get that lead up there so some of their other guys can get some run. That's part of why this team's so great. They enjoy each other's successes, so they're going to be motivated to give their other guys some opportunities.
And I can imagine with Air Force coming in town, as you mentioned last place, it can't be it's not business as usual. It's got to be take care of business. I'd imagine that Coach Drew would preach that.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those games where it's about you, right? There's a scout obviously, and there's things that Air Force can do well if you mess around, and but it's more about establishing a consistency with their habits and the defense that they've established over these last games. That defense really turned way back around the Thanksgiving break when they played in that Acrisure Classic against Utah and Iowa, and that's when this started to take hold. And they've had a few blips of regression, like for a game, but never multiple games. And now they're just becoming stingy about it. And so I think that's the side that Bryce Drew wants to see no let up. And of course they'll work through some things offensively, and they want to still have wrinkles at this point. This is a long way to go. There's still 10 more conference games. This has been a grind, and they're only halfway.
Paul, it's always great, pal, when you take time and come on the show with us. Enjoy tonight's game against Air Force. Thank you.
All right, put your sunscreen on.
Yeah. Thank you. That's Paul Coro, everybody. He's presented by Global Credit Union. We do the Lopes Report. We have the playmakers, the coaches, and the people building one of the fastest rising programs in the country. And if you missed it live, we've got you covered. Every Lopes interview is posted on the Arizona Sports app. That's right, on the Arizona Sports app. And it's also Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B social platforms as well. Thank you to Global Credit Union. All right, we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll do a little on this day, some football at 50. We are hanging out today at DraftKings at the Phoenix Open Golf Championship. And we have a special guest coming up at 2 o'clock. Larry Fitzgerald will join us. But right now, we'll take a quick time out. We'll get into On This Day and some football at 50. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, also on the FM dial, 98.7 HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
There's nothing like it. The rush when the band plays, the roar when the Sun Devils take the court, the energy that shakes the building and pulls you to your feet. This is Sun Devil men's basketball, where every night brings the sound of something electric, something unpredictable, something you have to feel to believe. From the first tip to the final buzzer, Sun Devil Hoops is where passion lives. Be a part of it. Bring the noise, and let's light up Desert Financial Arena together. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
For over a century now, Ford has been part of America. In my family, it's been generations. Paul Calvisi here. My grandfather worked for Ford Motor. My first car, a classic Mustang, still have it. But going to our Desert Ford dealers today means getting more than a vehicle. We're talking a full suite of benefits like complimentary Ford mobile service or try Ford pickup and delivery. Yes, to and from your door, and it's easy scheduling in the Ford Pass app. Tough would be built Ford tough. More than a slogan, it's an identity of the F-Series trucks, and the all-new 2026 F-150 is the best yet, with a completely redesigned interior and exterior. Adventure? How about the Ford Bronco Sport? It says, let's get it, with 5 available trims so you can forge your own path. We recently bought a new Explorer at our Desert Ford dealers. Love the flexible seating up to 7, all the cargo room, the advanced tech. Bottom line, Ford is the future at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are back, coming to you from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale, where you can watch every game, feel every play, and be right in the middle of the action.
Ken Walter will hold. Lonnie Paxton will snap from the far hash mark, angle to the left for Adam Vinatieri. 48-yard field goal attempt. Set to go. Snap ball down. Kick up. Kick is on the way, and it is good. It's good. It's good. And Vinatieri moves a 48-yard field goal, and the game is over. And the Patriots are Super Bowl champions. The Patriots are Super Bowl champions. The best team in the National Football League. And Vinatieri, 48 yards. Oh, baby.
I'd say he was a reasonably decent kicker in his time.
Not bad. Not bad.
That's a great call, by the way, and thank you to New England Patriots Radio for that. We are back, everybody, and we're doing a little on this day.
Well, it was on that day, February 3rd, on 2002, as you just heard it. The Patriots upset the Rams in Super Bowl 36, kept by, as you heard it, Adam Vinatieri's game-winning field goal as time expired. And as you recollect, the Rams, the St. Louis Rams, are known as the greatest show on turf. I think they were like a 10-point favorite. But a guy named Tom Brady with, I think, 45 seconds to go, John Madden said, look, just go ahead, down it, play for overtime.
Yeah.
Sure enough, Tom Brady let him down the field. History was made by that Adam Vinatieri last-second field goal. That was in 2002 on February 3rd. A couple other days, 1968, Wilt Chamberlain, your buddy, sets an NBA record by grabbing 55 rebounds in a game against Bill Russell and the Celtics.
Nobody better.
2013, the Baltimore Ravens defeat the 49ers in Super Bowl. My Roman numerals aren't that good. A few years ago.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, a game remembered by the Superdome power outage.
Remember that, yeah.
And it was interesting because all of a sudden, Joe Flacco, who was the quarterback for the Ravens, they were starting to feel it a little bit.
Yeah.
And Colin Kaepernick was a quarterback for the 49ers. Joe Flacco. That was just one of those years that somebody didn't pay their bill on time.
Felt like
and it affected the Superdome. And then in 2020 on this date, Patrick Mahomes leads the Chiefs to comeback win over the 49ers in Super Bowl. What was that? 56?
It looks like 56 to me.
55, 56.
Okay.
Earning Super Bowl MVP. Never forget it. Niners are driving down the field, and they're getting ready to score. The right guard, for some reason, vacates. Chris Jones just comes up unabated.
I remember that.
Brock Purdy has to basically throw the ball away if he can. Otherwise, he's got Ayuk wide open, and he's got, I want to say, Jennings both open. If he would have got just like another half count, might have won. They get the field goal. Chiefs come down, get the touchdown for that win. So that's a little bit on this day going back over the Super Bowl years.
All right, I like it. Let's don't waste any time. Let's do a little football at 50 right now.
All right, give me some of that love back there. Connor, appreciate that NFL music. So the opening night, Patriots and Seahawks had the media night last night in Santa Clara.
Yeah.
Major storyline is quarterback Sam Darnold's redemption. Call it an arc, call it a rise as he prepares to face the Patriots rookie sensation Drake May, who confirmed that his shoulder is healthy for Sunday's game. I think the one thing people are questioning, remember the touchdown in the Denver game?
Yeah.
He got slammed on that shoulder. He survived it. He is all good to go. The commissioner talked to Roger Goodell for his State of the NFL message last night. He's hoping to have at least 18 games, hoping every year, 18 games over in Europe. As I mentioned yesterday, Paris will be getting a game in 2026. It's the Saints. We'll be playing in that game. Don't have an opponent yet. But what Roger Goodell said, though it's not in print yet, he'd like to have at least 18 games, every team, get a chance to go play, have a bye week. And, Jimmy, I think probably within 2 or 3 years we're going to see them.
Oh, I'm with you on that. I don't even know if it's even going to be 2 or 3 years at the rate that they are moving. They've already got one in Spain. They have 3 in London this year. They're going to Dublin again. It's unbelievable what the National Football League is doing. And we had a discussion about it a little bit yesterday as well, that when they go to the 18 games, do you believe it'll be next season?
Yeah, I
think it'll be that fast.
If they can get the logistics worked out with the teams and the stadiums, I think the only other Italy doesn't have a game yet. We've seen Germany, we've seen UK, we've seen
Brazil and Mexico.
Yeah, I gotta imagine. I'll give within 2 years.
Okay,
I think within 2 years we're gonna have that. As a coaching carousel, here's the grades.
Okay,
so with all the flurry of hiring, the only hiring that has not been made is the Las Vegas Raiders. So analysts are grading the new head coaches. So John Harbaugh, Joe of the Giants, Joe Brady of the Bills, Todd Monken the Browns, Mike LaFleur the Cardinals. Bills quarterback Josh Allen expressed emotional support for his former coach Sean McDermott of welcoming Brady's permanent role. So you look at the top-notch coaches, those coaches that have been pretty much aligned. And I got to imagine that McDermott really likes the condolences, if you will, from his quarterback.
Probably.
But also, it looks as though Matt Nagy is going to be the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants. That's a great move. I know some people had speculated that Cliff Kingsbury was looking to be the OC, but it looks like Matt Nagy will fit the bill for this New York Giants team. And I got to tell you what, I got to imagine that Jackson Dart's going to really appreciate that offense.
Yeah, he will.
It's not quite the RPO or spread offense. I think those are some of the things that they're going to definitely take a good look at. Halftime show in politics. Bad Bunny is confirmed for the Super Bowl halftime show. Meanwhile, the NFL facing pressure from activist groups regarding the federal immigration policies at the event venue at Levi Stadium. So there'll be a lot of, I would say, I don't know where they're going to get a chance to get on the grounds to protest. So it might be ICE. It might be the right protesting Bad Bunny, the left protesting ICE. If we could just move everybody, 2 miles away.
Yeah.
And then they
Let's just play the game, do the halftime, and then finish the game, please.
A little college football for you. The transfer portal power rankings. The Athletic is ranked LSU, Indiana, and Texas as the top 3 portal classes as the main winter window officially closing.
Indiana was number 2.
Number 2. Them LSU boys, man, they pay big money.
They did pay big money, but obviously Indiana did too. They're not going anywhere.
Gus Malzahn, we saw the judge is retiring. He was the Florida State offensive coordinator. He's been in coaching for over 35 years. So Gus, has pretty much had enough. God bless. What a great career Gus Malzahn has had. Tomorrow, if you didn't realize it, is National Signing Day Part 2. Programs, that's right. Programs are braced for the traditional early signing period. So a lot of folks will probably sign tomorrow. In reference to that, meaning tonight, Ole Miss is expected to solidify a top 25 class, while UCF and Ohio State are making late pushes for high-profile talent like 5-star running back David Gabriel Georges, who is supposed to be a stud. So I should probably rephrase that, Jimmy.
Okay.
So the highest bidder will probably end up getting 5-star running back David Gabriel Georges, depending on what amount they pony up. So you can only imagine with that going on tomorrow as signing day, the numbers that are coming into these high school agents is going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be just absolutely nuts, and there are no side rails at all. We are hanging out today at DraftKings here at TPC. It's a great venue. Come on out, enjoy the golf today, and then just hang out at DraftKings. Great food and drink, and you can make your wagers right here at DraftKings. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, ASU radio analyst Kyle Dodd will be our guest. But next, in just a couple of minutes, consider one of the greatest wide receivers to ever put on a jersey in the National Football League. Former Cardinal Larry Fitzgerald is going to be our guest. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN Radio 620. Also on the FM dot 98.7 HD2 and on the Arizona Sports app.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Free edition only. Roughly 37% of funds qualify. 140 returns only. Now this is
Love that jam. Up next, commercial.
Ultimate TurboTax free edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
40,000 people. Let that number sink in for a second, because that's not a crowd. That's a small city. And it's also the number of people choosing pain relief without surgery. Hey, everybody, Dan Bickley here. And those 40,000 people said there has to be a better way. And they found it at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine, where they use cellular level treatments to restore and revitalize joint tissue naturally. And today, those patients are moving better, hurting less, and getting their lives back. QC Kinetics is right here in Phoenix, using safe, natural treatments backed by real science, treatments that activate your body's natural healing power. Safe, natural, non-surgical, with zero downtime, and the sooner you start, the faster you heal. Call now for your free consultation with clinics in Phoenix, Scottsdale, Peoria, and Chandler. 602-837-PAIN, 602-837-PAIN for QC Kinetics.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. Back at DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale, the Valley's premier place to watch the games, enjoy great food and drinks, and take in the atmosphere right off the famous 16th hole. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B continue on ESPN 620 Phoenix.
2nd and 10. Warner. That's time. Fitzgerald into Steeler territory. 30, 20, 10. Arizona has the lead.
Well, that's reminiscent of one of the great plays between a QB named Kurt Warner and a wide receiver named Larry Fitzgerald. Welcome back, everybody. We are hanging out today here, TPC Scottsdale at DraftKings. This is the place you want to come into. You can go out, enjoy the golf, come in, have some refreshments, great food, and cast your wagers as well. And we are pleased to have Larry Fitzgerald as our guest here. Now, before we get into the really good stuff, so I did some checking, Larry, and according to the National Football League, you have not officially announced that you are retired. So, with just me and Manuch here, just the three
us,
guys, just
yeah.
us.
You want to make that announcement right now?
Are you retired?
No, Coach LaFleur called me today. Actually, he told me to come on out and try out for the team this spring. So
that's great.
So I'm trying to get back in shape and see what we can do.
Speaking of that, Cardinals, feel the Cardinals got their guy. You like Mike LaFleur?
You know what? Honestly, I am familiar with them. Obviously, when I watched the Rams and what he's been able to do. Obviously, with Sean McVay to continue to, Matthew Stafford had his best year. I mean, this year statistically, the way he's able to decipher and run that offense. I mean, Coach LaFleur's done a great job, and I just hope that he can come here and bring that same pedigree and take us to that level.
What does Marv Jr. got to do to kind of put the critics at bay or just take the next step? What do you feel?
Well, I really like the way he was able to fight through some adversity. Early in the year, it was tough, man. He had some some rough drops, right? But that second half of that Seattle game, I think it was a Thursday night or a Monday night, Sunday night. It was a primetime game, and he dropped a slant that got picked. But then he came back that second half and made unbelievable back shoulder play on the sideline going into the west end zone there, and then he caught the touchdown. That was a great play. And so I love to see resilience from players. Things are never going to be your way. You're going to go into hitting slumps. You're going to miss 3 cuts in a row, but not laying down, continue to fight. And he showed a lot of fight. Obviously with the toe and the foot, it kind of shortened his season. But the way Mike came on and played really strong, the way Trey played, you have those three guys together. I mean, you got some firepower.
How does excuse me real quick? How does an offensive coordinator scratch that itch for so many good receivers? I look at, we just talked about the Rams' greatest show on turf, but Mike Martz had to do as offensive coordinator as a head coach. I mean, so you got Marv Jr., you got Wilson, you got Trey, maybe you add another piece here and there. I thought that, Todd Haley did a good job with you guys as far as how do you scratch that itch for everybody and get the balls allocated?
Yeah, I mean, I think the identity of the team changed, in San Francisco when James went down with that injury.
Right.
If you thought about it earlier, they wanted to punch you in the mouth. They wanted to dominate you at the line of scrimmage with a physical, bruising, downhill football game. That's what they were doing. That's what all the games were competitive. Even the games they were losing by a point, 3 points. They were all competitive games. And when they lost James in that downhill physicality, it really changed. They had to go to the aerial attack more frequently. And when you have 3 guys and your team is winning, it's actually pretty easy. When I had Anquan and he had his big day and we won, or Steve Reston when he had his big day and we were winning, or like those things they never bothered you because like we were doing this together for the betterment of our team. But when you're losing, it does become a little bit more difficult because it's like I need my numbers. There's a contract.
Let me help the team.
Yeah.
Let me help the team.
And so those things start to kind of rear their ugly head a little bit. But personality, those three guys, like you can't find a better guy than Trey McBride.
Awesome.
You can't find a better guy than Mike Wilson and Mark. Like they're three really high quality human beings. So like from an outside looking, and they should be able to be fine in terms of passing around the ball.
So Trey McBride has turned to an all-world tight end.
Yes.
So you, as watching him play, when did you think the light bulb went on and you could say, oh man, this guy is going to pop, he's going to flash right now, and he did? I
would say 2 years ago. I can't remember which game I was watching. I was like, man, he's really able to get some separation. I like how he plays. He's got a lot of moxie to him, and aggressiveness and nastiness that I think really bodes well for your team in terms of the identity. And so that's when I really saw it, like really coming out, and like he's just gotten better and better and better. And now he's the best tight end in football. You can't put a linebacker on him. He's too fast, too explosive. The safeties, nickelbacks, they're too small. Like you really have no answers for him. And as a receiver, you got to love when you have a tight end, because there's only certain things teams can do with you when you have a really prolific tight end. That means you're going to get some single covers. The safeties are paying more attention to the inside of the field than they are on the outside. And like I got to love it when they have a good tight end.
So Larry, Thursday night, hopefully the announcement comes out. You make the Hall of Fame. You haven't made your announcement yet about retiring. So if you decide to play, do we unfame you? Or, I mean, how does that work? I mean, I didn't see the fine print from the Hall of Fame if you go in and you play again. I mean, I haven't seen that yet.
No, we're here at DraftKings Sportsbook right now. I think we could go find a wager or a bet to see. Has anybody ever got into the Hall of Fame to come back and play? I saw my man Phillip Rivers came back. This year. It's anything is possible. Anything is possible.
It's a quarterback's mind. We think of everything. We're thinking, okay, it's 1st and 10. We're going to do on 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Speaking of DraftKings, boy, I mean, you are the ultimate here early, gone late. You're doing everything. I saw you serving lunch out back there. The more you can do. You got to make yourself indispensable. I was going to help you with the audio. Equipment here. No, I got it. Don't mess with
it. It was a little faulty earlier.
Yeah,
we had to do a couple mic checks, so we finally got it together. But you got to be all hands on deck. That's teamwork makes the dream work.
So how about this, DraftKings? How about this going on? What do you got going on, and what are you doing? And is this phenomenal? What we seeing here?
Oh man, this is unbelievable. The building is a little bit older than 2 years. I get up here all the time. I love coming up and watching games. March Madness is my favorite time to come up here.
You are a hooper.
I love watching the games, and it's the best because a 16 seed can be the one you just never know in the tournament. You know what I mean? And so like it's just the suspense of it. It's not like college playoffs this year football where James Madison is playing or Tulane is playing, and you know what it looks like. It's like when a vacant car is on the train track. We don't have to watch it to know what's going to happen to the car, right? But in basketball, it's so different. I mean, I love it. And you got all the TVs. Every single game is on, and you can go with your feeling and place a bet, and it's great to be here.
How was your day today with the foundation and the Dream Day and all the kids?
Yep.
And just kind of fill everybody in, because you've been here for quite a while today.
Yeah, the Hoyt Foundation hosts an event every year on Tuesday. They bring out the first tee kids. Probably about 150, 200 kids came out. Joel Damon was out there. Zach Gallen was out there. I hope we can get his deal done here. That would be great for the city and for the team. But it's always good to be out there. The Hoyt Foundation's donated over $50 million since inception to local charities. Unbelievable family, so philanthropic, really blessed to be able to know them and be able to participate in this, and to be able to get these young people involved in extracurricular activities and be able to find really productive things to do with their free time. I think golf is one of those things that brings people together.
It seems like you grew up that way. I know you lost your mother to cancer many, many years ago. As a young man still developing, what are some of the things you want to relay to these young kids, anywhere from 7 to let's say 14, 15, that you just talked about extracurricular activity. For me, I learned I couldn't eat the football.
Yeah.
So I got into this broadcasting thing and got my degree and phys ed, blah, blah, blah. But what is it your main message for these young kids are?
Yeah, I just really want to see them lean into relationship development. You know, I think all of us are at that age where we grew up in an era where we didn't have cell phones. We had to go out and play ball with the kids.
Right.
We went to the library to do our homework and study to research our projects. These kids now have the phones, everything that they could ever imagine.
We actually did writing and typing.
Yeah, but I'm not knocking the way that is, but it makes you a lot more insular, right? Because you can self-soothe. You don't necessarily need to go out and communicate because you can bring it to yourself on your devices. And, you know, we're seeing this lead to things that are just really sad, just kids more depressed, more isolated. And so, like, golf is one of those things that gets you outside. Today is 80 degrees. You're in the sun. You get to go out there and do something active with kids that you might not be able to spend time with. And, I just want to see more of that. That's what we need. We
More
need more
social interaction.
More social interaction.
And I've been training quarterbacks for 30 years. It seems like from that 8 to 12, I'll say, hey, did you guys get that? They nod. I said, well, look, I didn't take head nodding 101. I need a yes, sir, no, sir. And it seems, I don't know why, but they're not that they're aloof. They just either aren't getting that from the home front, but I want them to be communicative.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to, hey, nice throw.
Especially at that position.
Yes,
You every single huddle, that person is speaking to 10 other guys, and I'm looking in their eyes. You talked about Kurt Warner earlier.
Yeah.
I never forget looking in Kurt's eyes in the Super Bowl when it was down to the clutch, and you looked in his eyes, you knew he was the man for the job.
Okay.
You knew he had been there, and the moment wasn't big enough. And I need to do my job because I know he was going to do his. And that's the kind of confidence that guy back there calling the plays has to have. When you look at him, this man can lead me.
Speaking of Super Bowl and Kurt Warner, that we came back with that 64-yard touchdown. Talk to us about that play because they're playing it all the time. I love to play, like a little short dig route, whatever it was. Were you actually looking up at the video board to see if somebody's behind you? Did you actually do that?
Absolutely. But that play all started because of Kurt and how he coached me up, before. Pittsburgh in certain plays, they like to get into cover two man, right? So the inside leverage and, at the inside of the field is wide open if you can get inside, right? And he's like, hey, you got to fight to be able to win leverage. And I was able to do that. And it worked out exactly how he told me it would if I did what he told me to do. And so, like, being able to have that type of leader, commanding your system and kind of, I've been here. Torrey Holt did the same thing. Isaac Bruce did the same thing.
Yeah.
Marshall Faulk ran that same route. And, he's not telling me because he saw it on TV. No, I experienced this. And this is why this is important for you to do it too.
I want to ask you, when you're headed for the end zone and what Manuch just said, you looked up at the board. So you're checking to see if anybody's close to you so you don't get hit from behind.
Yeah, I knew they would be closing in. Troy Polamalu fast, Ryan Clark fast. I knew they were split safeties. I knew they were converging. I just wanted to make sure.
Troy is sneaky fast.
There's no sneaky about it. He's just fast. Anytime you see 4.3, whatever, that's fast.
Yeah.
And when he gets to you in a hurry, and he usually has really bad intentions when he gets to you.
Before we wrap up, hopefully, I think all odds are at DraftKings you'll maybe making the Hall of Fame. When you think back, it sounds like Kent Summers going to do induction speak. What are some of the main things that will stick out when you think of that? I mean, that is monumental there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a gazillion, like you tell the kids, 1,099 moments, couple, 3, 4, 5 moments that shaped you to have that success.
It's so crazy that you asked me that because, like, being up here in North Scottsdale, I remember when I first got here, like, literally the 101 was just getting connected up here, right?
Sure.
Like Chandler, Gilbert, like it was
how
you drive out there and it all smelled like manure going out there. I remember playing at Sun Devil Stadium and there would be nobody in the stadium. And then half the people that were there were all pulling for the opposite team. And then we move into Glendale to this state-of-the-art air conditioning facility. Like just the whole process from the beginning to the very end, it's just surreal, and it felt like it went by just like that, right? Just like that.
And you never left.
No, never would have left. And this place means a lot to me, and I think a lot of athletes they get a little short-sighted in terms of making split-second decisions. I knew when I got here that I wanted to be here for the rest of my life, and I was thinking on a 40-year plan as opposed to a 4-year plan.
Gotcha.
And could I have gone somewhere else and had success? Maybe.
Yeah.
You never know. I saw a lot of guys go I saw Charles Barkley leave here to go to Houston Rockets to go team up with Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon. That they didn't win a champ. Like it doesn't matter. Like there's no guaranteed road to success. And so like I think, you got to be where your feet are. Put in your time and your energy and your effort into where you are, and just approach every situation with a place of gratitude.
I'll miss being up the press box. I did the pregame and postgame for many years. Your dad, Larry Sr., loved talking to your dad.
Yeah, he was there. He always was there. He I think he works just for the hot dogs and the popcorn and the soda.
You said it. I did it.
But you told me that off air. You told me that's what you thought he was there for. So I'm just repeating what you said. I'm gonna tell him you said that too.
They say
when I see him.
Hey, Larry, I love you, but let's back down. We got a whole nother half. That's awesome. Well, as we let you go, what are some of the things you want to leave people with about Larry Fitzgerald?
I'm just unbelievably grateful to have the opportunity to do something you really love to do. You think about all the people that go to work every day, not because they love what they do, but they got to feed the kids. They got to pay the car note. They got to keep the lights on, right? And when my feet hit the ground as an athlete, I never had to worry about me doing something that I wasn't in love doing. And that's truly a blessing to be able to say that you had a job that wasn't really a job. It's a kid's game. Play for a king's ransom is what I say all the time.
That's it. Yeah. You got that right. Yeah, it really is.
Can I get one more?
Yeah, get in one more.
How's Devin enjoying the cold freeze back in Notre Dame?
Oh, yeah,
I wouldn't say he's enjoying it a lot. I talked to him before we went on air. They actually canceled class today.
Wow.
They got 8 inches or something in a very short period of time, and they couldn't get the lanes and the sidewalks shoveled quick enough, and so they canceled the afternoon classes. And so, as you would imagine, he was really disappointed.
You teach him how to layer up and dress, because I went from Mason Community College to Kansas State in -40. I had to learn how to layer up and then unlayer. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, he's learned about some new brands that he didn't know about. Canadian Goose and North Face and all these long john. In thermal socks, like none of the stuff that they teach you in Ahwatukee.
Welcome to the Midwest, man. Welcome to the Midwest. Man, it is great to have you on,
so much,
man. Thank you, Larry. Thank you for coming on, pal. Thank you, pal. There you go. That's Larry Fitzgerald, everybody, here at DraftKings. We're hanging out until 4 o'clock at the Phoenix Open, the WM Phoenix Open. And once again, great food and drink here at DraftKings. And you can come on in and place your wagers as well. It's a great spot. And we are going to be here until 4 o'clock today. And then also we will be here tomorrow from 1 to 4 as well. All right, when we come back, replay, rewind. It is the new head coach of the Cardinals. He's going to be featured as he held his introductory press conference. Mike LaFleur coming up next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 HD-2, and also on the Arizona Sports app.
The biggest game of the year is coming, and at Backyard Desert Ridge, it always sells out. Lock in the best seat in the house now. Reserve your table today and pick the perfect spot, right in front of the massive LED wall or surrounded by more than 50 high-def TVs. Great food, ice-cold drinks, and wall-to-wall action so you don't miss a single play. Every year fills up fast, and once it's gone, it's gone. Don't wait. Swing by Backyard Desert Ridge and secure your big game seat today.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new TaylorMade QI4D driver. The QI4D family is TaylorMade's fastest, most fittable driver line. Don't miss out on your chance to find your new fast and schedule your fitting in-store or online today. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Are you looking for career opportunities with great benefits and job growth? How about the chance to make an impact? What we do here at the City of Phoenix matters. 14,000 employees and counting, all dedicated to making a difference in the communities where they live, work, and play. So come join us. Help us do work that makes Phoenix work. You can see all open positions and apply at phoenix.gov/jobs. This message is sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
Now it's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in Replay Rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD2.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Hanging out here. DraftKings is where we are located. We'll be here till 4 o'clock. It's a glorious day to be at the WM Phoenix Open, and then you can just come on over to DraftKings. Great food and drink. You can place your wagers as well. Once again, we will be here again tomorrow at DraftKings. All right, time to get to our Replay Rewind. It is presented by Lerner and Rowe. Interact. Need a check? Just make one call. 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, 602-977-1900. So, new head football coach, Arizona Cardinals, Mike LaFleur, met the news media today. Let's don't waste any time. Let's get into what he predicts his message is going to be to the players.
To you guys in the back, to the current players, I really appreciate you guys showing up. When I got the list of how many guys were coming and who was coming, it touched me, man. And I cannot wait to start building relationships with you guys. I can't wait to get to work with you guys. I promise I'll pour it all for you guys every single day. And I can't wait to just get this show going. You know, we'll get through today. We'll get through tomorrow. I told every single one of you I'll be reaching out to you. But this is for you guys. And the staff that we're going to put together is a pour into you guys. When I got some of those FaceTimes on that Sunday, whether it be from my family, some friends, the ones that fired me up the most was coming from you guys. And it got me just more excited to get going. So I appreciate you guys. Can't wait to get to work.
All right, so that was what he had to say to the players. Here's what he had to say to the fan base.
And to this fan base. 6 years ago, I was in San Francisco. COVID hit, and we all know that that was a challenging year. And it was week 10. We just had beaten the LA Rams, and we were kind of in that cusp like most teams in the NFL. We didn't know where it was going to go. We win some games, we go to the playoffs. We lose some games, we're going to be out. This league's tough. And we got a call from the league that Santa Clara is shutting down. We can no longer be in Santa Clara at Levi's Stadium, and it's you got to find a new home. And within about 24 hours, Michael Bidwell opened up his home, and we made this our home for 6 weeks, staying over there in Glendale, right across the street. I actually was walking home from games after that over to the Renaissance Hotel, and you guys as an organization opened it up for us, but the city did as well, and it made it feel like home for 6 weeks. And my wife and my kids, and we were all down here, and it was an incredible experience.
I think a lot of people have forgotten about that. The Rams, that the Rams were here, and Michael Bidwell did open up everything for them to get ready for that playoff game. Here's what he had to say about wanting the Cardinals head coaching job.
All you want is ownership to want to win and win in the worst way. And that was very apparent when I met Michael last year, how much he loves this organization. And then just going through that process, like, why wouldn't you? So that was first and foremost, being it with ownership that loves it. Then you get to meet Monty and all the other people in this building, and everyone's got the same vision. And then you think about this division. It's a tough division. I mean, if it were easy, it wouldn't be worth it, and so we know what the work that we got in front of us in that back room, they are in the back right there. They know that, but those are the reasons I want to be the head coach here.
We're replaying some of the comments from new Cardinals head football coach Mike LaFleur. And of course, the most important question that came up, have you had any contact with quarterback Kyler Murray?
Yeah, so touch base with Kyler, again 2 days ago when I got this, and had a good little message with him. So definitely touch base with him. I'll say this again, being in this division for 7 years, it was never fun. I have a lot of respect for him as a player. I know he got drafted in help me out there, is it 18 or 2019. So obviously those first 2 years, but again, having the 5 years having to go against him, a lot of respect for him as a player. And he was never, a fun challenge to go against.
All right, let's skip down, because I want to ask him the question as well about what he's going to do for assistant coaches. And this is the way LaFleur responded.
We are casting a wide net, and there's conversations that need to be had within this building first, with the coaches and all that. So, we're going to be open to that. And again, we owe it to these players to build the best staff that we can for these guys.
All right, Manuch, what did you hear quickly?
I just heard that you got to want to win.
Okay.
It's going to take a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Trying to get the best step he can. He has had conversation with Kyler Murray. We don't know what that's all about, but I think that the conversation was probably him telling him, if you're here, this is what I want to do. This is what I expect out of you. Here's the offense that we have, and here's some of the things that we want to do. So I think it was a very cordial, but matter of fact, conversation with this quarterback.
Okay, fair enough. Presented today by Backyard Desert Ridge. Biggest game is coming up this Sunday. Backyard Desert Ridge is the place to be. It always sells out. Lock in your Super Bowl table right now. Pick your perfect spot in front of the massive LLD walls or the 50 high-definition televisions. Don't wait. Swing by Backyard Desert Ridge. Claim your seat for the big games. Quick timeout. When we come back, we're going to switch gears and go to college basketball. ASU radio analyst Kyle Dodd is going to be our guest. But right now, let's get you to a 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for a Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Cardinals introduced Mike LaFleur as their new head coach this afternoon, officially marking the start of a new era for Arizona Cardinals football. And on the hardwood, Phoenix Suns hit the road tonight to face the Trailblazers in Portland. Jalen Green is questionable, while Devin Booker has already been ruled out. Tip-off is at 9 p.m., with pregame coverage starting at 8 p.m. on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. Make sure you're tuned in today and tomorrow as the guys broadcast live from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale. Larry Fitzgerald stopped by today at 2 p.m. And if you don't have tickets to the WM Open, no problem. DraftKings is free to enter, and you're right in the middle of all the action. It's DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale. We hope to see you here.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch. Phoenix, it's the biggest week in golf, and we're right in the middle of it. Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale for the WM Open, Monday through Wednesday, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Special guests, giveaways, wall-to-wall WM Open Energy, and the best atmosphere in golf before the madness even starts. Grab a seat, grab a drink, and be part of the action. Or listen live on ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live at DraftKings TPC Scottsdale. WM Open Week. Don't miss it.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Road is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs. Right off Thompson Peak and Bell. Next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club. A one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills. Just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
When I grow up, I want to be a ballerina.
Because dancing makes me happy. I get to entertain people, and nothing makes me feel more like me.
PI, a defect of the immune system, affects millions of children. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment give children like Olivia a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a great team to put on a show. It also takes a great team of caring people to keep a dream alive. And now my dreams are coming true.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with Scratch Kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Here's what's different about GCU. It's one of the country's biggest universities with over 360 programs shaped by industry leaders. GCU's campus ranks among the top in the nation. Most of all, GCU cares about affordability. The average federal and private loan debt for GCU undergrads is lower than the average for private nonprofit 4-year universities. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale, the Valley's premier place to watch the games, enjoy great food and drinks, and take in the atmosphere right off the famous 16th hole. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B continue on ESPN 620 Phoenix.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are here until 4 o'clock, hanging out here at DraftKings. Great food and drink right next to the WM Phoenix Open. This is the spot you can come up and make your wagers as well. All right, so little ASU. We're efforting to get Kyle Dodd on the show here in just a couple of minutes. Manuch, look, they were in the game against U of A. And then when they got to about the middle of the second half, thing kind of went south, and U of A pulled away.
Yeah, the one thing you notice, here's U of A 22-0, right?
Yeah.
They make plays when they have to.
Yes.
They step up, excuse me, when they have to. When you watch ASU, yeah, it's a yeoman's effort, right? They hang in there, but they make bad plays at the wrong time. There was probably 4 or 5 plays late in that second half where the Sun Devils either missed poorly, bad pass, steal, lack of defense. You know, I call mental irregularities or mental collapses.
Okay, that's better.
Because you see them on the mental side, physical side, but otherwise, this was a heck of a game. It's 38 all halftime. You're playing the number one team in the nation.
Right.
And you got about 8 dudes that are coming in and out of your lineup if you're ASU. As a matter of fact, it was just 8 guys. And I thought that the way Bobby would rotate them in, pressure defense, good shooting. I mean, heck, they shot, 33%. They're low on their three-point shooting, but 42%. But I just think it's like ASU's defense somewhat, at times, at least for a period, bothers U of A's offense. I mean, they're more physical.
They are physical.
They're all over them.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, you see U of A just kind of gather themselves. Koa Pete stepped up, hit a couple big shots. Next thing you know, all those gaffes by ASU were taken advantage of by U of A.
Kyle Dodd is our guest. He is the radio analyst for ASU, and he joins us right now on the Right Toyota guest line. Kyle, welcome as always, pal. Look, let's just start. Manuch and I kind of rehashing what took place against U of A, and once again, the Sun Devils were in this game until about the middle of the second half. That's a bad situation to be in because it has happened in several games in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Saturday they played pretty well most of the game, and then I said it a couple times on the broadcast. I think when you play U of A, it's a slow death. It's a methodical. It's like playing a football team that has a good running game. They just slowly wear you out physically, beat you up, inside, and just eventually kind of wear you down. And I thought that's what happened Saturday.
And with the 8-man rotation, Kyle, do you think that's what it is, that physically and mentally they just start to wear you down?
I think so. I think it's always tough to have a short rotation anyway. But against a team like U of A that, like I said, they don't shoot a lot of threes. They don't play like a free flowing style. They hit you and hit you and hit you and pound you. And eventually you're going to be worn out. And I think that's why they're the number one team in the country right now. Honestly, they just have a really specific style that they run really well.
In the last several years, with the Tommy Lloyd teams watching U of A, does this team seem, better than I would, Kyle, your courtside, seem to have an extra gear this year, a constant gear that they don't miss a beat when guys come off the bench?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's, in my opinion, I think it's their best team since 2001 when they lost to Duke. And when I played against those teams, I mean, they were ridiculous. I mean, they had Iguodala coming off the bench and Luke Walton, and it was crazy. But I think this is just, they have a complete roster this year. And, you could point to some of their teams in the past where, hey, I don't know if that point guard is good enough to get a deep tournament run, or I don't know if they're tough enough inside. Maybe they're a little soft, or, against a tough team like Houston, they can't handle the bigs or whatever, but you just can't. There's no real weakness that they have this year. I think they do, like I said, they do what they do really well.
All right, so things don't get any easier. Now you're on the road, Utah, then Colorado. Set us up first. What do you expect to see out of the Utes?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a game, of two teams that are circling this game. They both think they can get a win. I know Utah thinks that they can get a win at home over a team like us that's struggling a little bit, and we feel the same, that we can steal a road win. So I think it's going to be two teams that are playing with some sense of urgency, some sense of desperation, and at this point in the season, to get it turned around, you have to do that. And I think the Devils will be ready to go, but we'll see tomorrow night which team shows up.
And then with Colorado, I mean, here's a team. You look at this Colorado team; they're really struggling. Where they lost like 6 in a row now. Besides beating TCU 87-61, nobody saw that coming. Is this that proverbial fork in the road for teams like ASU and Colorado, that if you don't get it together by now, as far as moving forward, it could be a long off season?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think both schools, like I said this week, if you pointed to winnable road games, if you're Arizona State at the beginning of the year, you would say these two games. That being said, nothing is given to you in the Big 12. So these teams are going to be ready to play. I think Colorado, start off 2-0, and then they've struggled since. And that was a game we did not play well when we played them at home. And we still had, an opportunity to win at the end. We had took a lead under a minute to go and just couldn't close the deal. But yeah, that's a game I think you're going to go after too. I think you got to take it one game at a time, but ultimately starting with Utah and then go try to get one. And if you can get 2 wins this week, then you feel good about going home and getting off the losing train for a little bit.
Cal, what would you like to see more of in order to get back on the winning trail, so to speak, as you say? What would be a common denominator for them to win both these games this week?
I think it's kind of what's happened, all year. If they make shots, if they make threes, I think they'll be in both games and have a chance to win. If they don't, they struggle shooting the ball from behind the arc, it's going to be tough. But I think a good barometer of that this year for the Sun Devils has been Mo. Mo Odom. He kind of, when he has big games, we win games. So I think Mo's a guy to watch, and just getting all these guys staying connected and doing the best they can, to just try to find any way you can to get a W.
Why am I expecting more out of Bryce Ford? Early in the year, I call him the modern Gail Goodrich shot. Remember Gail Goodrich from years and years ago? Jimmy does. But, I mean, it just seems like this kid, I guess we're still waiting for him just to light it up. And it just seems like he just can't get off the schneid with his shot.
Yeah, I had some injuries, early, and was battling through that and had to miss several games. But, yeah, he's another guy. I mean, when he's shooting it well, it's obviously a good thing for us. He stretches the floor. Thought he played okay, the last couple of games, but, got to start doing some of the other things. I think, you can't play 30-some minutes and only have 1 rebound or no rebounds. So those are the other things. I think if he can control some of those controllables on the discipline side, then, his shooting, he's too good a shooter. He's got to make some shots, but yeah, he's another one though. Like, it's a real, if he's had some good games, and when he has good games, we play we're a whole different team.
My question is about Jop. I don't think he's getting enough touches, Kyle, down low on the block. Will that be something that they will try to take care of against Utah and Colorado to get him more opportunities?
Yeah, I think so. I think they made an effort the other day to get him involved early and then kind of went away from him. But I think that's something they'll definitely try to do. As I'm staring at him walk by right now, realizing how big he is. We just got off the plane, got in the hotel. So, he's skilled and just extremely talented. Like I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, he just gets better every time he's on the floor. So yeah, I think it would be wise for the Sun Devils to get him some touches.
Well, not only you guys listen to you on the radio, even the national broadcasters who did that game are very impressed with him, how athletic he is. But I don't know, man. We got to get him on that Kyle Dodd, protein shakes, a few more burgers, some more pasta. You got to get about another 30 pounds on that kid, Kyle.
Yeah, he could be scary. He could, to be honest with you, like if he really put in the work in this off season and, had a focus on getting stronger and that type of stuff, I'm telling you, he could be a lottery pick next year. He's that talented. He's got to shore up some things, but he's young and he's raw and he's just getting better and better. And, I think that he'll be a heck of a player and he'll be playing basketball for a long time, making a lot of money.
I'm with you on that 100%. Thank you, man. As always, we will be listening for the matchup with Utah and Colorado. Have a good call, pal. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Sorry, I was a little late. I was on the bus and I couldn't really talk about the team in front of people.
Hey, by the way, since you're the veteran, do you have Sean Crespin, our former producer, carry your bags and your luggage?
No, he's not on the trip. He's not big time enough to get to go on these. So
he didn't make the trip. Yeah. He's too special to go on the trip.
Yeah, he's got to stay at home and do all the coaches shows. He has to produce all those.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I think he's got that written into his contract, Kyle. Something like that.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you and Tim do a great job. You do a great job with him or without him. So just let him know that you can handle it without him.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you, Kyle. And their matchup.
You guys.
You got it, pal. once again, Utah and then Colorado on the road. Hey, look, we're at DraftKings here at the WM Phoenix Open. It is right next to the course. You can go out, enjoy a great afternoon of golf, and then come over here to DraftKings, where you can get great food and drink and also place your wagers as well. DraftKings will be here until 4 o'clock and then also from 1 to 4 tomorrow here at DraftKings. All right, we're coming right back. The NFL commissioner with the State of the Union address yesterday on the NFL. We'll get into some of that as well. All right, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, FM dial 98.7 HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we've got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with Scratch Kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Here's what's different about GCU. It's one of the country's biggest universities with over 360 programs shaped by industry leaders. GCU's campus ranks among the top in the nation. Most of all, GCU cares about affordability. The average federal and private loan debt for GCU undergrads is lower than the average for private nonprofit four-year universities. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe, it's the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Hey, whether it's our Arizona Ford dealers or the Phoenix Open, it's time to drive one. Time for the 9th annual Ford Drive One for Arizona Charities, closest to the pin contest on the iconic 16th hole. Yep, Paul Calvisi here. Every year, this is a win-win for fans and even better, charities here in the AZ. And it's real simple. As the pro who knocks it closest to the pin during the first few rounds will win 10 grand in cash for the charity of their choice, including Gabriel's Angels, Military Assistance Mission, Harvest Compassion, First Tee of Phoenix, Soul Survivor Inc., Eden Village, Veterans Community Project, Salvation Army of Phoenix, and UMOM New Day Center. And don't forget, it's Ford Free Days. They are back. Yep, that Monday and Tuesday at Phoenix Open Week. Come on out, get in free. Everyone gets in free on February 2nd and 3rd. Ford Free Days, courtesy of our Arizona Ford dealers.
Friends and family are often the first to notice when a veteran needs help. In those moments, life can feel like the weight of the world is on their shoulders. Or like they are caught in a storm they can't escape. And the metaphors veterans often use for the challenges of life are not exaggerations. Extending a helping hand doesn't have to be just another metaphor. Learn how you could support the veteran in your life at maketheconnection.net.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are back, coming to you from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale, where you can watch every game, feel every play, and be right in the middle of the action.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We are hanging out today. DraftKings will be here today until 4, and then again tomorrow from 1 until 4. Manuch, let's do a little random fact of the day.
Well, since we're out here at the WM Open, I thought we'd go a little golf today.
Okay.
This might surprise all of you listeners out there that think Arizona's got like a gazillion golf courses.
Yeah.
Well, North Dakota has the most golf courses per capita out of any state in America.
Shut your mouth.
That's a
You're lying.
fact. That's a fact. That's right there. Random fact that North Dakota
Oh, the Dakota?
Yeah, they've got more golf courses per capita than any state in America. Now,
well, there's only 15 people who live in that
That's
state.
exactly right. So there might be, I don't know, they might have 30.
Yeah.
And we got 295 within the state of Arizona. But there you go. A little golf random fact of the day.
All right, let's get into some football now. A little football at 50. Hit that music, Roc Manuch is ready to rock.
Well, as we talked about earlier, little Roger Goodell state of the NFL. He talked about the National Football League officiating. He acknowledged the criticism and reiterated, Jimmy B, the league's commitment to accountability, grading, and continued use of replay assist, but stopped short of major officiating changes.
Wow.
Nothing to see here. Those 95 blown calls. We have no idea what pass interference is. When guys grab a face mask, I guess it's not a face mask.
Okay.
So those are some of the things. Now, he also said full-time officials are still unlikely. The commissioner again pushed back on the idea that full-time refs are a cure-all, saying experience and training matter more than employment status. Oh, okay, let me see. Baseball full-time, basketball full-time, soccer full-time. College doesn't have full-time because those guys work. How about full-time officials for the National Football League? The number one sport, the most wagered on sport, thank you to DraftKings, in the United States. And you're not having full-time officials, but I will say this. There was a report that more and more NFL officials are going full-time at least during the season and back to their day job in the offseason.
I could see that, yes. Basketball, college basketball, you have officials that'll do like 6 games in 7 nights.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they just drive everywhere for that. But, yeah, I could see NFL officials now trying to get away and just concentrate on what they do from September until January.
The new elephant in the room, global expansion's coming. He said the NFL remains aggressive internationally.
Yep.
With more regular season games expected overseas and continued momentum in markets to Europe and South America. So they're planning, I think he's kind of hinting toward or leaning toward 18 games per year in the UK, South America. I mean, you name it. Italy, Germany, London, I mean, all over, so that each team has a chance to play overseas. So that's going to be that'll be coming to a theater near you soon, as you like to say. He said streaming isn't going away.
Oh, boy.
He signaled comfort with streaming exclusive games after strong results on the platforms like Peacock and Amazon, making it clear digital partners are now part of the NFL's long-term failure. Let me add to that. Because of all the big bucks that they're paying me
that's it,
and putting in my pocket, and therein lies, well, we will never get away because of, I mentioned, all the big bucks that we are parking.
What's that again?
Yeah, all of the big bucks
that
we are making in the National Football League.
No, they're pocketing it.
Since we're at DraftKings today, this is appropriate. He said gambling integrity remains a focus while embracing legalized betting partnerships. Goodell emphasized strict safeguards, monitoring, and education to protect game integrity. Now, it seems like the National Football League has this down, but the NBA and college basketball are still learning. So they do the checks. A lot of the players.
Right.
No gambling at all during the season. If you gamble on your team, which you've seen, or any other teams, you're going to get popped. I'd like to pull that curtain back and see how they're doing that, the safeguards. But I think the NBA, college basketball could probably take a page of what Roger Goodell is saying as far as the integrity of gambling. He also said the National Football League will reevaluate its diversity policies after only one minority coach was hired this offseason, acknowledging the results fell short of the league's expectations. Well, what does that mean, Roger? What's the meat? What's the guardrails to make sure that enough minorities get interviewed and or get hired? I thought that Raheem Morse or Leslie Frazier, who's part of the Seattle situation, might have gotten hired. Now, Raheem Morse is looking to maybe be a defensive coordinator, which is going to San Francisco, doing the DC there.
Yeah.
So when he says that, okay, what are they? what are you going to do to make? We had 10 openings, so maybe there was 10 to 12 interviews per team. How many were minorities? I don't think he'll put any kind of a quota on it, even though I think the president tried to do a DEI with the National Football League. Roger Goodell held up the cross and said, stay away.
Yeah,
we've got it covered.
Yeah, we're good.
So those are some of the things that you look at. So kind of the big picture takeaway, they're not looking to overhaul anything right now. He's confident in direction, leaning into the global growth, which seems very much streaming, not going away, and while standing firm on officiating and competitive integrity. Doggone it, we're going to keep doing it right no matter what you see, because sometimes what you see is not exactly what you see. Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
But, I mean, out of all of those, yeah, I think the officiating, I think we're going to have the good, bad. I really think the biggest thing that stands out is monitoring the gambling, the integrity of the gambling.
I think that's important.
Fantasy football, the gambling.
Yes.
And I think the global expansion, because as I was telling you and Rock yesterday, that I know I've got a couple quarterbacks that are playing in over in Prague and over in Germany. There are more and more pro football teams popping up in Europe, in South America, all over the world, if you really want to know.
Right.
China, you look at several of the other, Japan.
Yep.
I mean, I know guys that are going over and doing clinics more and more and more. Now, the quality is probably that of like junior college football, or maybe small college, NAIA or something like that.
Sure.
But it just seems like every time we turn around, global expansion seems to be the theme. So I think within the next 2 years, we'll have at least all teams, at least 18 games overseas.
I'm with you on that. And look, you may not like it. You may not like all the streaming because you have to buy this and buy that, but it is not going to go away. It is, as they say, what it is. When we come back, we are at DraftKings. That means we're going to do some handicapping. Yeah. And also, former Cardinals quarterback John Skelton is going to drop by, as well as Bobby Mack. Bob McManaman in the house when we come back, as we have our final hour, and we'll get into the Cardinals' new head coach, Mike LaFleur, officially being hired today. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow. Sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding excuses to not do your taxes? Unsure where to start? Sounds like you may be suffering from FOMO, the fear of messing up. The cure? Filing your federal and state taxes for free using TurboTax on Credit Karma. All you have to do is start and finish filing on your own in the Credit Karma app by February 28th. Just keep in mind, this offer is available only if you didn't file with TurboTax last year. It's time to break free from your fear of messing up. Start filing for free today in the Credit Karma app.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Phoenix, it's the biggest week in golf, and we're right in the middle of it. Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale for the WM Open. Monday through Wednesday, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Special guests, giveaways, wall-to-wall WM Open energy, and the best atmosphere in golf before the madness even starts. Grab a seat, grab a drink, and be part of the action. Or listen live on ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live at DraftKings TPC Scottsdale. WM Open Week. Don't miss it.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620.
Hey, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, make sure you're locked in for the Lopes Report, powered by Global Credit Union, on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. Each week, the guys are talking GCU athletics, the playmakers, the coaches, and the people building one of the fastest rising programs in the country. And if you miss it live, we've got you covered. Every Lopes Report is posted on the Arizona Sports app and the guys' social platforms. The Lopes Report, Tuesdays at 2, powered by Global Credit Union.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, everybody, we are hanging out today. DraftKings, we're here for another hour. And don't forget, we will also be here tomorrow from 1 until 4. So come on out, enjoy the great weather at the WM Phoenix Open, and then come and hang here at DraftKings. Great food and drink. And once again, you can just walk right up and make your wager. Speaking of which, he is known around these parts as I Am Mr. Wager, the #1 sports handicapper. Johnny Avello is with us right now here at DraftKings. Thank you, Johnny, for coming on with us, pal.
You're welcome. You call this great weather? This is outstanding.
It is, isn't it? Isn't it just fabulous?
Couldn't be any better. It's dry. It's 83, 84 degrees.
Yeah.
No wind. Those guys are going to shoot lights out.
Oh, they will.
Same thing in Vegas. Get the same kind of weather up there as well.
No, it's not bad. It's low 71 or so. You guys are always warmer than us.
Yeah.
Down a little bit farther south. more mouths breathing, I guess. I don't
Johnny, that's awesome. Take me then. You just said something with the way that this weather is. The guys are going to shoot lights out because of the conditions. So when you're handicapping who to select, who you think has a chance to win, does that change the way that you handicap because of conditions?
It does somewhat. On a personal note, I've played this course a few times, and it's not a really difficult course. For these guys, they play far back, but that doesn't make a difference. They hit the ball long. They can't get in that much trouble. It's all going to be about putting. That's really going to be the difference here. So, no, Scotty's the shortest price that we've ever posted.
Wow.
For the opening leader for this tournament, plus 2.25. That is really short.
That is short.
I mean, think about it. He's going against another 75 guys, and some of those guys have a decent resume.
Yeah.
And some of the guys are really great players. But in Scotty fashion, we probably know what's going to happen, right? He's going to be down 4 or 5 day one. He's going to be even after day 2. Then he's going to be at day 3, maybe one shot up or back and lights out. That's the way he his day usually goes. Now, with that being said, I would recommend playing somebody else in the field because the second choice, Shoffley, is 19-1. That's the second choice.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great players in there that are in the 30s and 40s. And Nick Taylor has won this tournament before. He's around 85-1.
Wow.
Now, it's hard to pick a winner, right?
Sure.
If you have to pick one winner because somebody's got a gun to your head, you're going to pick Scotty.
Yeah.
But if you're betting some money and you want to, get some value for your dollar, look elsewhere.
So Johnny, when you're evaluating or handicapping, there's Scotty Scheffler, then the rest of them. What are you evaluating about their game? I think Jimmy alluded to the conditions. So what are you throwing in the blender to come up with that handicap or that dollar or that amount to these other players? Is it the scientific? You have like 10 or 12 things that you're throwing in that blender?
Well, first of all, if you have a player that's that short at plus 225 in Scotty, in order to balance out your book, because you need to have a hold percentage when you start where it's very fair to the customer. You can't be put on a hold out there of 50%, 60%. You have to make it fair to the customer. So when you have somebody that's short, all those other guys behind him have to be higher odds than a normal tournament where you have a guy 7-1, another guy 9-1, another guy 12-1. You got one guy plus 2.25. So now your second guy is 19-1.
Wow.
Now, for us, that's the equation to meet that whole percentage. We have to decide on who we want to stick in those slots. Who should be a little bit lower. And that's all based on who's won here before, who's playing better as of late. They got Brooks Koepka into the mix. He's won here before.
He has.
And so there's just a bunch of great talent out there.
Let me fire, since you just referenced Koepka. In your estimation, what does it mean when you have Koepka coming back? Patrick Reed wants to come back. Some other guys have indicated. Do you see Live Golf then teetering a little bit? Or are because it's all run by the Scotties, they have so much money it won't matter?
Well, they do have a lot of money, and they started, Live Golf, and some of these guys now their contracts are up, and so I guess they probably might stay with Live Golf if they've got something similar. But
if you got $100 million in the bank, why would you leave?
They got a lot of money, so you could come back. Now, some guys that went to Live got a lot of money, and they really have never won on the tour. Maybe a win here and there.
Yeah.
Some of the guys that went over were real stars. So the one thing I keep hearing from these guys is about playing the amount of holes. It's the 54 holes versus the 72 holes. They like the 54 holes better. Maybe they get home early. They get to spend more time with their family. But, those guys, you take those guys in the mix in the majors with the guys on the PGA Tour, always sets up for, great tournament.
So you talked about the odds. What are some of the props that a lot of folks can come here to DraftKings and go, you know what, I just can't figure out. You got Shoffley here and you got the rest of them, but I know the course pretty well. I know the golfers. What are some of those props that you're that you're pretty much putting out there?
Well, first of all, you can bet the winner without Scotty Scheffler.
Okay.
So that's always interesting because if you say, I got a guy I think's going to be in around the win, but how am I going to beat Scotty Scheffler? Well, go ahead. Like Schauffele is plus 1450 instead of 1900.
Okay.
So you can bet him if he finishes second or tied for second. Then we have all the other things up where we have matchups, golfer against golfer. We have in-game wagering where we'll continue to put up the guys when they're playing a particular hole. We'll say out of threesome, who's going to win the hole? Will there be a tie? Will there be birdie? Will there be an eagle? All those things. And in-play wagering is really become substantial.
Do you have something like that then for the 16th since it's such a popular hole?
We do. We actually had some guys down here doing the hole for a couple of years. We didn't send them down this year. They're doing it from the offices. But, yeah, we have guys doing it
right there
from the office, watching a live feed and making odds on the hole.
On the 16th.
Yes.
That's great.
Is it's number 16? I'm sure you go to a lot of tournaments, Johnny, when you're talking about DraftKings. How do you define 16? As Jimmy alluded to, some of the handicapping or props as far as the entire PGA Tour. Does that truly stick, not as a sore thumb, that's not a bad thing, but as a good thing?
Yeah. I told you I played the course a couple times,
Yes.
and you told me you played it. It's actually an easy hole.
Yeah.
It's not an easy hole when there's thousands of people with their eyes on you, and you know that a good shot's going to get you. It's good, but a bad
The
shot.
wrath of the
Oh,
fan.
you're not kidding. Yeah.
That's the difficult
So
part.
there's also nerves factored into that wagering?
Yeah, there's nerves definitely factored into that. I mean, it's just watching those guys, I can almost feel for them when they step up there because they know they can hit that green every single time, but can they hit that green when the fans are,
Yelling at them,
waiting to pounce on them?
All right, there's this other event going on
Yeah,
Sunday.
yes,
By the way, you got the WM Open, this Super Bowl. What's the latest and greatest? Where's the action coming from? Is it 4.5? Is it still 4.5?
It is
with Seattle.
That's not where we opened the line, though. We opened the line at 3.5.
Okay,
and there was a reason for that. First of all, we believe that the two teams, the line was closer to 4 on our power ratings. So we opened up 3.5 to test the waters. And I'm going to tell you why we're testing the waters. Because we have a pretty good liability on the Patriots winning the Super Bowl. They were 60-1. Both teams were 60-1.
Yeah.
But we lowered the Patriots much quicker, the Seahawks much quicker than we did the Patriots. The Patriots were still in the 20-25-1 range with a couple weeks left in the season. And that's because their power rating wasn't as strong. They had a very weak schedule. The chances of them getting there still look kind of slim. They didn't even lock up the East yet. But they're there.
Yeah.
And they're there. And so we have this liability. And so therefore we said, okay, let's open the line a little bit lighter to see if they're going to push the Seahawks. They are going to bet the Seahawks. And if they bet the Seahawks, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because we need a little bit of Seahawk money. But once we got to this 4.5, now they're betting the Patriots back on the money line, so we're going nowhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're just going to book the game out and let it go.
My follow-up to that is, and I know that you can't keep track of this, but if you were a person at the beginning of the season and you bet both teams at 60-1 and you threw 100 on each one, you're like having a pretty good time at the bank, aren't you?
Yeah, you're in good shape. You're going to have a winner. Now, if you only bet one of the teams,
okay,
now you probably bet the other side for a little bit to try to hedge to at least make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
So if you even have just one of the teams, you're in good shape also.
We're going to have you on tomorrow, too. We'll dive more. So
Yeah.
you're part of the Sports Betting Hall of Fame. So we had Larry Fitzgerald on. Looks like he's going to probably go, odds are, pardon the pun.
Oh, my
DraftKings,
gosh.
that he's going to go in the Hall of Fame Thursday night. So I asked Larry, if he makes the Hall of Fame and he decides to come back and play him, do we defame him? And here you are still wagering, and you're in the Sports Betting Hall of Fame.
We're not defaming
I mean,
him.
what are the odds of that?
I
couldn't.
He's, I'm in a Hall of Fame because of my work, in the sportsbook industry. He's in a Hall of Fame because he's a tremendous athlete.
Yes.
And great accomplishments and a great person to go along with
Yeah,
that.
you got that right, Johnny. Look, when we're here, we always love having you on the show. We'll look forward to it again tomorrow, too.
Okay.
That'll be great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Johnny.
you. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you. That's great stuff. Johnny Avello, everybody. He is the handicapper here for DraftKings. Once again, we will be here until 4 o'clock today, and then we're back again tomorrow from 1 until 4. Johnny, by the way, will be back on the show at that time. It's DraftKings is where we are located, right here at the WM Phoenix Open. Quick timeout when we come back. Former Cardinals quarterback John Skelton is going to weigh in on the Cardinals' new head coach and the Super Bowl. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, hanging out today. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and also on the Arizona Sports app.
Hey, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, make sure you're locked in for the Lopes Report, powered by Global Credit Union, on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. Each week, the guys are talking GCU athletics, the playmakers, the coaches, and the people building one of the fastest rising programs in the country. And if you miss it live, we've got you covered. Every Lopes Report is posted on the Arizona Sports app and the guys' social platforms. The Lopes Report, Tuesdays at 2. Powered by Global Credit Union.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Phoenix, it's the biggest week in golf, and we're right in the middle of it. Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale for the WM Open. Monday through Wednesday, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Special guests, giveaways, wall-to-wall WM Open energy, and the best atmosphere in golf before the madness even starts. Grab a seat, grab a drink, and be part of the action. Or listen live on ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live at DraftKings TPC Scottsdale. WM Open Week. Don't miss it.
Every day in Arizona, drivers and pedestrians share the road. Always watch out for pedestrians, even when you have the right of way. Make sure to follow the speed limit. Just a few extra miles per hour can mean the difference between life and death. Keep your eyes on the road at all times, not your phone. And never block or park in crosswalks. It's dangerous. Visit gohs.az.gov for more information. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale, the area's best kept secret for sports entertainment. DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale.
Taking off his for the New England touchdown.
Oh, thank you to CBS for the highlight. We are back here. DraftKings is where we are located in Scottsdale, right at the TPC. It is the WM Phoenix Open. Great day for the practice round today. Tomorrow is the Pro-Am, and then things get underway for real on Thursday, and we will be back again tomorrow from 1 until 4. All right, let's do some coach speak. because we have the former Cardinals QB, John Skelton, with us right now. You can follow him on X, John Skelton 19. That's at John Skelton 19. Welcome, Johnny, as always, pal. Just your overall thoughts on the new head football coach of the Cardinals and Mike LaFleur.
I think the Cardinals needed someone young and hip, just like every other coach in the NFC West. So that's who they went with.
Good move.
You know, it's interesting, John. Almost felt like they got the best, the last of the best, or however you want to phrase it. But I think once they realized Kubiak looks like he's headed, allegedly, to the Raiders, then at least they went back to LaFleur, who they had interviewed, had him in town for a couple of days. They felt comfortable that he'd be that second choice, so to speak. All that being said, is this the kind of guy that this team will need, or do you feel they needed a more experienced, veteran-type offensive guy?
Yeah, when I was on with you all last week, that's what I thought they were going to do. I thought they would go with an older coach, a coach that's been a head coach before, not just someone who's been a coordinator, someone that could kind of codify everyone in that locker room and get them all on the same page, and go with someone that can kind of lead the men, right? They've been down the last few years, and they need someone that can really come in and put a foot in their butts in the locker room. And maybe that is a young coach. Maybe bringing LaFleur in is the young guy that's going to reinvigorate everything. I thought they were going to go with an old one, but they went with the young one. And after having a defensive coach in Gannon, they went with an offensive coach. So let's see if this will get the offense and the team as a whole going.
So as far as the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan tree of coaches, and you see these offenses, they all are very similar, but they all have their little added tweaks, if you will. What do you think would be the kind of flavor of offense that you'll see? Very similar, or is it going to just depend on the type of personnel you have on the field?
Yeah, I remember when McVay first took over in in Los Angeles, and Goff was his quarterback, and he basically said early, he's like, I want a partner, I don't want a project. And that's when they went out and they got Stafford, that offense basically revolved around his skill set. He stood tall in the pocket. They didn't have him rolling out too much. They didn't have him running any read option type plays or anything. But then you see Shanahan, and, Purdy's not the most mobile guy, but they'll move him. They'll get him out of the pocket. They'll get him releasing the ball quickly. I think the Cardinals are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, where you have a veteran in Murray. If he is coming back, I mean, that's a big question mark in itself, but you would think that this LaFleur offense is going to be tailored to whoever that quarterback is and whatever that skill set is. You can't have another offense that revolves around a tight end. McBride's been so good for so long with the Cardinals. He's been the focal point of their offense, but you don't build an offense around a tight end. You usually build it around the quarterback and have tight ends and skilled position players to feed around it.
I want to go back to what you said when you started talking about Matthew Stafford. You said they built the offense around him. All right, so with the Cardinals, you have one quarterback that is a terrific freelancer and can get out and move, and another quarterback that pretty much just stands in the pocket and is not really a person who can avoid the rush that well. So how do you put together your offense? It has been my saying on here, I believe Kyler Murray is going to be back, and the reason is because of the contract, and they can't unload him to somebody. So if you have Kyler Murray, how does that coach in LaFleur make those adjustments?
Yeah, I'll say, Jimmy B, I think you answered your own question there. You said one of them's a freelancer.
Yeah.
In the LaFleur offense, I'm going to imagine there's not going to be a lot of freestyling.
Exactly.
There's going to be a lot of, here's how the play's set up, here's read one, here's read two, get the ball out of your hands. Now, if that's Murray, maybe that's off of a play fake and a little bit of a rollout. If that's Jacoby, maybe that's off of a play fake, stand tall in the pocket and hit a timing route. So as long as both of them are doing what's asked of them within the offense, I think either one of them will be successful. If you get one of them who thinks he can use his athletic ability to freelance and try to make a play when there's nothing there, it's going to end up being a dead offense, and a change is going to have to be made.
John, interesting. We talked earlier about out of all 10 openings, every quarterback question is answered. This is the biggest question mark. And I got to tell you, with firings in the past, I've never seen a bigger question mark at quarterback for a new head coach to come and take over. To Jimmy's point, it's just you got a couple different type of QBs. But I got to tell you what, it took a lot of cojones, pelotas, for LaFleur to take this job, not knowing what the QB situation is.
Yeah, and I would imagine, Manuch, that in those interviews, 90% of the conversation revolved around the offense and who was going to play quarterback. Yep. I think the other 10% was probably, what are we going to do on the defensive side of the ball? What are we doing special teams? What's your culture like? What philosophies are you bringing? But that had to be dominating those interviews. And with Monty in there, and he's the one that gave that second contract to Murray, the one that he's under now. And I'm sure Mr. Bidwell thinking we have him. What are we going to do? We don't want dead money on the salary cap. And I'm sure that question was dominated in those interviews. And, I don't know how he answered them. I don't know which way he took those conversations, but a young first-year head coach with a question mark at quarterback, this could either be the greatest challenge that he's overcome or one that he just shows how good of a quarterback, how good of a head coach he can be.
And I think what you'd said earlier, John, in reference to this is where the way this offense is run, i.e. Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, when he was in San Francisco with Jimmy G, when he was a quarterback coach, offensive assistant, everywhere he's been, Atlanta, Matt Ryan, that model is that blueprint set. So I would find it extremely difficult if you're going to have that conversation with Monty Osborne to say this is how it works. Not that he can't make it work, but that puts a lot of pressure on Monty Osborne and Michael Bidwell, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I would say at this point it's going to be Monty and LaFleur tied at the hip. Yeah. And if year one we don't see improvement at the quarterback position, regardless of who it is, and the offense as a whole, it's probably, I wouldn't say a one and done, but I would say that year two is going to be quite a hot seat if we don't see some changes quick. And that goes for GM and for head coach. I think they're going to be tied. It being a young first-year head coach, it's not like he has a legacy to fall back on. It's not like he has past performance as a head coach. He obviously has a resume as a coordinator and a position coach. But I think, especially this fan base, especially you see the numbers and season ticket holders fall off, something dramatic needs to happen within 2 seasons, I think, for everyone in that front office to stick around beyond year two.
I'm with you on that 100%. About 45 seconds left. Super Bowl pick. Who you got and why?
I'm taking Seattle because I've just been so impressed with Sam Darnold. I had some buddies that were in the Jets organization, and for the longest time, they're like, he's not our problem. He's not doing great, but it's not him. It's the organization and this and that. Then he goes to Minnesota and lights it up, and Minnesota goes, thanks, but no thanks. And I know I've talked to you guys on this show before. I'm a huge fan of quarterbacks that stick around, and usually they're backup quarterbacks like Jacoby that stick around. But Sam Darnold, I tip my hat off to him. I think he's the reason they win the Super Bowl. And I don't think that Drake May is the reason the Patriots lose the game. I think he's going to play a big role and do really good. Being a young quarterback, making it all the way to the Super Bowl in year two, and we'll just have to see what happens.
Always good, pal. When you're on the show with us, I always learn several things. Thank you, John. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
There you go, John Skelton, everybody, former Cardinal QB. When we come back, we are here at DraftKings, and we will be here until 4 o'clock. Bob McManaman is going to be our guest. Our last segment presented by Biggs in Peoria. That's it. Game day in the West Valley. There's only one place to go. It's Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. Wall-to-wall TVs, cold drinks, great atmosphere, and terrific food. Check them out. BiggsPeoria.com. Again, that's BiggsPeoria.com. All right, let's get you now to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Cardinals introduced Mike LaFleur as their new head coach this afternoon, officially marking the start of a new era for Arizona Cardinals football. And on the hardwood, the Phoenix Suns hit the road tonight to face the Trailblazers in Portland. Jalen Green is questionable, while Devin Booker has already been ruled out. Tip-off is at 9 p.m. with pregame coverage starting at 8 on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. No tickets to the WM Open? No problem. All week long, it's free at DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale. Watch the action, grab a drink, and be right in the middle of it all during the WM Phoenix Open. DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale. Free all week. Don't miss it. We'll see you there. Did the Cardinals get it right? The guys will discuss with azcentral.com sports columnist Bobby Mack next.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the new Ping G440K driver. It's the new standard and straight with dual carbon fly wrap and a faster face. It's Ping's highest MOI most forgiving driver ever. Check out Ping's new G440K drivers. Book your custom fitting in-store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today. Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
For over a century now, Ford has been part of America. In my family, it's been generations. Paul Calvisi here. My grandfather worked for Ford Motor. My first car, a classic Mustang, still have it. But going to our Desert Ford dealers today means getting more than a vehicle. We're talking a full suite of benefits like complimentary Ford mobile service or try Ford pickup and delivery. Yes, to and from your door, and it's easy scheduling in the Ford Pass app. Tough would be built Ford tough. More than a slogan, it's an identity of the F-Series trucks. And the all-new 2026 F-150 is the best yet. With a completely redesigned interior and exterior. Adventure? How about the Ford Bronco Sport? It says, let's get it, with 5 available trims so you can forge your own path. We recently bought a new Explorer at our Desert Ford dealers. Love the flexible seating up to 7. All the cargo room, the advanced tech. Bottom line, Ford is the future at our Desert Ford dealers. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Let's go inside the Cards locker room and down to the field with Bob McManaman. Bob's been covering Arizona sports for the Arizona Republic and azcentral.com since 1981. Now, Arizona Republic columnist Bobby Mack on ESPN 620.
And quarterback in general, what's your thoughts about the situation here at that position? Got guys under contract. Some guys could be new coming in. I know you're going to spend a lot of time talking about that with everyone here. What can you tell us in general about that position?
And I think you just answered it. You know, we got to go back in the room and talk about all these positions, quarterback to O-line to specialist to everything. You know, it's our job for these players to build the best roster we can at each and every position. So those are conversations that'll be had. And, you know, I look forward to probably in about 45 minutes getting after it. So
that was from the press conference today. The voice asking the question happens to be our guest right now, and you can always find him on X at AZ Bobby Mack. That's AZ Bobby Mack. Welcome, Robert, as always. How you were there, you asked questions. What did you get out of the presser? Anything that excited you or didn't excite you?
Was that a Michael Jackson moonwalk answer to your question or what, Bob?
Moonwalk? What? What do you mean?
Yeah, he's doing the Michael Jackson moonwalk. He was going backwards. He didn't answer.
Oh.
Well, we'll evaluate every position. Come on, coach.
You know what he did? You know what he did that I really liked when I asked him that, though? After his initial brief little sentence there, he looked straight at his wristwatch before he said 45 minutes. So at least he's on it. I don't know. The little things like that. And you know what else I really liked about today, the news conference? I sat right behind Matt LaFleur, and he slightly nodded his head at everything his younger brother was saying, especially on certain subjects. That's a good thing. You know, if big brother likes it, you must be saying it right. So that was good.
Well, I thought everything was pretty. It's one of those press conferences. We heard quite a few of the clips in the last hour. Yeah. Pretty standard, pretty coach speak. But that is the white elephant in the room, is your quarterback situation. And right. I'd like to see guys press him more and more and more on that.
I know.
And then did I hear he would not do any personal interviews after it was all said and done?
Yeah, that was ruled out. I know that our entity, myself and Teo Mackey, had tried to set something up. I remember doing it with Cliff. I thought I did it with Gannon. I know I've done it with other guys.
Sure.
During these pressers, but we were told, no, we never do that. So we're not doing it. We'll set something up later, maybe into the off season later after draft free agency. I don't know. We'll see.
Whoa. We never do that. You just rattled off 3 or 4 times. We've been there.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden is that change? You're the Arizona Cardinals. You need as much love and PR as possible. Now you're going to negate the press from this situation?
Well, they made him available today in a group setting. That's something. Come on. They could have said no questions.
Whatever. Same old Cardinals. I mean, there's some things you can really dig into, Bobby Mack, because you're that good. You're that guy that can go. You can go back to the 3rd grade teacher, Sister Nunziata, at OLPH, and kind of get the feeling of what he was like as a student, right?
Yeah, I could do that. I did do some research while I was waiting on hold for you guys in a brief 60-second window. I'm looking at the Cardinals website and their coaching staff. They got a lot of former coaches still called coordinators and passing game coordinators. There's quite a few of them who are still on, haven't been removed. So and LaFleur did tell us today that when it comes to building his staff, he's going to look internal first. I don't know if first is, I guess that's respectful, but maybe Nick Rouse stays here. Maybe some of these other guys stick around. I don't know. Same offensive line coach. Drew Terrell is still the passing game or coordinator, and the receivers. Right now, their pitchers and names are still up. Usually the Cardinals take that stuff down.
Yeah.
They make changes.
Bobby Mack.
This is unusual.
Bobby Mack's our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. What were your thoughts when he discussed the Kyler Murray issue? Did he skate around it pretty well?
Yes.
So I just said he moonwalked the hell out of it.
Yeah.
About that.
He didn't really say anything about Kyler other than he reached out and his quote was something like, I thought we had a pretty good messages in there. I'm assuming this was a text message and he didn't answer the phone or they didn't really talk unless he called him and it was brief and he's had a message for Coro. Hey, we're going to look at a different direction. Or, hey, you're not out of this situation just yet. We're going to do a lot of deliberating. I don't know, but he wouldn't say any of that. He just said, yeah, I reached out. We had a message there that was conveyed. And then he goes, it was, 7 years in the NFC West. I can tell you it was never fun to go against him. We'll have a respect for his game. That was it. That was nothing else. Nothing else about Kyler. And like I said last week, maybe even a week before, I thought still have not as much after today. Still have this little inkling that thinks that they could still turn to Kyler if so and so doesn't happen, if this doesn't fall into place, if they can't find that quarterback late in the first or in the second or third round that they think can be a difference maker, and they run it back with Kyler and Jacoby and whoever else is not going to play it as the third stringer, and get a quarterback the year after this. So I still think that's an option, but not nearly as much as I did a week ago.
Did he reference Brissett at all, or just Kyler?
No, they did not. I asked about the quarterbacks in general. You played that clip to open up the segment.
Yes.
And again, he didn't get any specifics. And look, introductory news conferences aren't for specifics. Rarely get hard-hitting questions unless there's something horribly wrong. And there is with this franchise. Don't get me wrong. Usually this is a meet and greet affair, and to get to know me and let me thank all the people that helped me get here. And it's rosy and toasty and it's a love fest. And now, sorry, Mike LaFleur, the gloves are coming off.
Sure.
And it's up to everything you do and don't do, what you say and what you don't say, what you answer and what you choose not to. That's going to hit a lot harder from everybody at every corner, because the fans, I think they've almost lost the majority of this fan base. I think is fed up and gone already. Yeah. You can win them back, maybe with this hire, but then by what you do at various situations, including your defensive coordinator, I think fans are crying for a change there. I don't know who you're going to get at this late stage in the game. I don't mind the fact it lasted this long. It did hurt him being able to round out his coaching staff, and it might not be as good as it could have been even just a week ago if they just would have hired the guy then like they should have. So, let's see if it can win over a fan base that I think has lost its interest.
Bob, I think that the reason why you do a good job, the person's got to kind of press him, pardon the pun, is that did you take this job, Mike LaFleur, for all the right reasons? I mean, is it just because fans don't want another guy just for the sake of filling a spot. They want to know your motivation. Why are you here when you have a bad quarterback situation, or I put a question mark situation? Are you going to get a chance to pick your own assistants? You see what I'm saying? People want to know that just isn't just that you're going to plug and play and then 3 years later make this thing happen all over again.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen with this guy. Some of that could spill into potentially negative areas, and then everything's on the table. But I think I'm a pretty good judge of character and longevity. I didn't see it in Steve Wilkes. I like the guy. I didn't see it in Cliff Kingsbury. I like the guy. I thought I was sold on Gannon until I watched every single game last season in person, mostly, at least at home. And he had lost the team. And nothing was getting better. So it's way too early to judge what this guy is going to be able to do, but I hope he's allowed to pick his own staff.
Sure.
Monty helped pick Kingsbury's staff, almost force-fed it to him. And it worked out for 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year.
1.5 years, 1 year. But it's not success. This team needs sustainable success to regain its image, whatever tradition it thought it had. It needs to start over with a new one, quite frankly. And it can't do what happened this year. And for Michael Bidwell to tell us on the day he fired Gannon, this can be turned around overnight, and we could be contending this coming year. No chance.
I'm with you on that. Yep.
Yeah, I don't care who they get at quarterback. It's going to take more than that, but that's where it starts. I don't know what they're going to do to make anybody believe they can contend this year.
Before we let you go, about 45 seconds, who's your pick for the Super Bowl on Sunday?
So glad you asked.
Yeah.
All right. Can I hear what the prize is just so I can get let down easy now?
Oh no! It's always in the works right now as far as the prize is concerned. If you win, if you get
The
spot
Hamburger
on,
Works, that's not that place even open.
well,
That's
oh yeah,
incredible.
it's still open. If you get the exact winner and score, Jimmy B will personally hand deliver you a nice gift card. How's that?
Personal, huh? All right. Yeah, I like Patriots 23-20. Is that available?
Wow,
23.
that is available.
That's available.
Wow.
Right.
Well, you're taking them
Maybe.
even without the 4.5. You got them to win.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I have a little inside information there.
Ooh, look at
It's called,
you.
it's called my gut. My gut told me that. That's what it was.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man. It's always
All
good
right,
when
guys.
you're on the show.
Thank you, Bobby Mack.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You got it.
Appreciate it.
That's it. That's Bobby Mack, everybody. Once again, you can find him on X at AZ Bobby Mack, presented by All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company. Whether you're stranded or you need a professional transport, All City Towing has the experience to get the job done right. And they're available 24/7. Also, they're hiring drivers and dispatchers right now. If you want to join a winning team, just go online, allcitytowing.com, search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. Arizona Diamondbacks, they have a new player. Well, we're going to get into that when we come back. That's right. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here at ESPN 620 on the FM dial 98.7 HD2 and on the Arizona Sports app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
With Sun Devil women's basketball, it's not just a game, it's a show. The speed, the swagger, the no-look passes that make the crowd gasp, the intensity that feels like it could light up the court by itself. Every night, this team brings fire, fast breaks, big moments, and defensive energy you can feel from the top row to the hardwood. If you want basketball with heart, pipe, and pure showmanship, you want Sun Devil women's basketball. Get your seats now at sundeviltickets.com.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
For 100 days, I'm going to cross the 7 continents because the answers to everything important are out there at the edges of our world. I'm stepping into the unknown. Where are we going? To see our planet as it's never been seen before. From pole to pole.
Pole to Pole with Will Smith from National Geographic. Now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Show me the way.
Everyone deserves access to quality health. But for half the world's population, essential health services are out of reach. At AmeriCares, we know access to quality health saves lives. We care. It's our call to action. It's in our name. AmeriCares. AmeriCares about our communities, our neighbors, our families. AmeriCares about good health for a better world. Join us. Learn how at americares.org/goodhealth.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
I mean, everything, let's be real. I mean, this is a bottom line business, period. This business is cutthroat. It's about wins and losses. The one thing we're not going to talk about is what happens in February and in January and even in December. I'm not even worried about the first game in September right now. I'm worried about getting relationships with these guys, building the best staff we can, improving the roster because we owe it to these guys to do that, and then getting going with them, trying to build this to where we are so prepared come September, So, it'd mean the world, and we all know what the final result needs to be. But again, where our focus is going to be working on the day.
That's Coach LaFleur at the opening press conference today. Manuch, you're still kind of like, okay. You're not, nothing blew your skirt.
What did you hear that hasn't been said the last 95 years?
That was going to be my next question to you.
I just, hey, we're going to work hard. We're going to play hard. We got to be committed to winning.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Now, you know what? Hey, I hope he does well. Don't ever wish any ill will. But it's the same old, same old, same old. Nobody asks any pressing questions at these.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to do any kind of a one-on-one interview, which I think just about every team in the league, I'm not sure, does one-on-one interviews. Why would you not want? You're the Arizona Cardinals. You are the worst team in the National Football League. You're the worst organization in the National Football League. Why on earth? We had Coach Fooey who was here after we got done interviewing Larry Fitzgerald. We had Bob McManaman. They wouldn't allow any kind of one-on-one interviews. Why not?
Yeah, I know.
What you could stay there. What you got to go to dinner. He's got to get back to L.A. I mean, why not do so? That is such bad PR, and fans want a more in-depth thing.
Yeah.
As I just asked Bob McManaman there at the very end, it was pretty much the more in-depth questions. Figure out, well, why the hell would you take this job?
Yep.
Your quarterback situation is a mess. You got a good backup quarterback, Kyler Murray. They don't know what's going on. You have a bad offensive line. You spent $100 million on a defense last year that is iffy at best. You got all these assistants that are still here or reportedly on your website are still here.
Right.
If I'm the head coach, did you not demand I want to bring my own guys in, my own coordinators, even if they're on 2-year contracts, the past coordinators or coaches, you got to keep for another year so you don't have to pay them out if you fire them? There are so many pressing questions. Fans, Cardinal fans, I feel sorry for you. Nobody's asking the questions, or they weren't allowed to ask.
Right.
Those questions, why would you take this job? When you're with the Rams, you could get a much better, more high-octane team if you wait. You took this with all these question marks? Why? Let's talk about Kyler Murray. Well, we talked to everybody, we evaluate everybody, as in every position. No. Why do you feel you can win without him or with them? And if that's the case, then to me, I think a lot of fans are tuned out till you show them they can win. They've seen this movie over and over and over again. It's like the movie Groundhog Day, over and over and over again. So when the press tells you we weren't allowed to have one-on-one interviews,
right?
Why not?
Yeah.
What are you hiding?
Are you
afraid? Are you afraid that the discussions you're going to have you're going to put out there?
Yeah.
So I feel bad for you, Cardinal fans. It's same old, same old. So on top of that, good luck and good bowling, as I like to say.
That's our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. Lerner and Rowe. Just go to lernerandrowe.com. Lerner and Rowe, one call. That's all. There is some breaking news for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Look, I loved Carlos Santana. He was great when I went to Woodstock in 1969.
Oye, como va?
See, amigo. Also, that was a nice tune that he did called Smooth.
Yes.
Oh, wait. That's it's a different Carlos Santana.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry about that. Anyway, he is going to play first base for the Cardinals. It's a 1-year deal.
For the Diamondbacks.
I'm sorry, for the Diamondbacks. Thank you. Well, he might have been able to play for the Cardinals, too.
What's he? Is he 55? How old is he now?
Oh, he's 40.
40?
Yeah.
But he was with the Guardians last year, was he not?
Yeah.
He had a subpar year.
Yeah, I know.
A $2 million for 1 year.
You want 1 year.
$2 million. Did Paul Goldschmidt want more money you want a 2-year, a 1 year? So you're going to alternate him and Pavin Smith at first base?
Hey.
What about your boy from Seattle?
Oh,
Locklear.
Yeah.
Is he not in the mix?
Apparently not.
You know what? I don't, this is like, he's a veteran. He's had some at-bats, but I think his time has come and gone. I would rather have Locklear and Pavin Smith, and then maybe you move Arenado. He could play first base once in a while. If you move somebody in third base, don't like this move at all, Jimmy. I think it's kind of like, well, he's played a lot but he had a down year last year.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, doesn't Father Time eventually catch up to you?
Unless you're LeBron James.
Well, yeah, there are
That's the
exceptions.
difference, yeah.
But I'd love to have seen Goldie. Maybe Goldie was too much money. But I'm like, what? I mean, Carlos Santana, I love your music, but your baseball acumen is down. So don't like this move at all. Don't know what Mike Hazen's thinking. Let's say Smith go down, Locklear go down. Can he play 50 games, 52 games? I see him as a pinch hitter, a spot guy. Now, he's a heck of a glove. He's still a heck of a glove.
He can still field.
But you need some pop out of that position. So don't know what the Diamondbacks are thinking with that one.
That brings us then to what's on tap. 9 o'clock tonight. It is the Suns and the Portland Trailblazers. They are playing in Portland. You can listen to it 98.7. Also watch it on TV, Channel 3 or NBC and Peacock. Tomorrow night on the road, Arizona State plays at Utah, and you can listen to it on 98.7 and watch it on the CBS Sports Network. State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day for a free roof inspection. Yes, all you got to do is just call State 48 Roofing, or you can just go online, set up an appointment, visit state48roofing.com, or just call them at 480-268-4509. Manuch.
How long do you believe it will take the Cardinals' new head coach, Mike LaFleur, to have a winning season? And again, just go to @Roc and Manuch on X or on Instagram @Roc and Manuch. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, never. Again, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, never. Connor, what was the final tally?
You had 16.7% tie with 1 year and 3 years. You had 41% say 2 years, and unfortunately, 25% of the fans think that he will never get there.
Which way did you go, Jimmy?
I went 3 years.
That's where I went 3 years. Connor, which way did you go?
I said that he'll get it done in 2 years.
Okay, well, you hope he gets it done.
Well, John Skelton said if he doesn't, he could be gone as well.
If we could only talk to him and try to see what he's thinking.
Hey, listen, we had a great time here at DraftKings today. Guess what? They are not kicking us out, which is always a plus since I've been hanging here with Manuch. So we will be back again tomorrow from 1 until 4.
Yeah, Tim Kempton will join us, the Suns radio analyst, Johnny Avello to give you more. Mark Whipple, former OC with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and maybe a few other guests, but campus quickies as well. ASU, U of A, and NAU.
I love it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Back tomorrow.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family.